Hello and welcome back everyone to another round of the Virtual Drift Championship. This is round 8, the final round of season 5, and we're here at Mondello Park. My name is Craig. With me as always is Tanner. What's up, dude?
What is happening, everyone? Oh, the final round, a bittersweet moment. We love to see the action, but we're sad to have to say goodbye at the end of it for another long summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Which we do have some stuff coming up this summer for drivers to participate in, especially if you're interested in getting your Virtual Drift Championship license for Season 6. But if you're just now joining us, let's bring up that line map. Start of the course is at the bottom left corner of the screen, and drivers have a decent run up entering in on the outside, the left side there, with a small decel, and then back on power pretty much right when you hit that first outside zone is sort of the driver's marker to get on throttle, and then tight to clip to your first inside clip, holding inside to outside line and getting down early to the outside for clip 3, which will space out that Manji section you got for 5 and 6. Or excuse me, for clip 4 and 5. Setting into clip 5, you have a small decel zone there, your second decel zone of the course, and then it's a massive wall ride if you joined us here for qualifying, and pretty much full throttle the whole way around it, and then picking up that speed and sending it through your last transition at clip 6, your next outside zone, and that decel zone that's highlighted there is after those drivers have completed their transition, and then back on throttle for clip 7, your next inside clip, and then finishing wide. So a very similar layout to that IDS 2020 layout, just with that clip 5, that massive outside zone sticking to that sweeper the whole way around. We'll bring up that top 32 bracket, and look at there, Alan Hines qualifying first. He'll have Tobias Thurmodson first in top 32, and then Stephen Hatcher, Daniel Moore will be next, Erikas Jerkis and Adriel Mikado, and then Maxime Tingai and Jonathan Simpson will round out our first group of top 32. Again, battles for first place today, Tikhon Pileski and Alan Hines. Then a battle for third between Reese Tatterson and Victor Alves. And then that Rookie of the Year chase between Yuna and Zach O'Sullivan.
And let's not forget, first place will be taking home the Virtual Drift Championship wheel.
Absolutely. That trophy wheel from Grip Royal is insane. And a complete one-off. But look at their lights are going off.
And they're off for our first battle of the final round here of the Virtual Drift Championship. Alan Hines out with a demanding lead right off of the gate. Tobias attempting to make up that ground as they come through that first inside clip and transition down to clip 3. Now for the Manji section of clip 4. Get the angle right, get it on the wall. Tobias starting to get that ground that he lost at the beginning. But Alan Hines is on a tear through clip 5 as they transition for clip 6, a huge lockup from Tobias as he tries to keep up. Now push all the way out to that wall and finishing out this battle.
Holy moly, Alan isn't playing any games as we go back to the replay here, and he gets off to a huge start and just massive gap as he enters in and then continues on with one of the best lead runs I think we've seen all day. Of course, we haven't seen any lead runs, but those solo runs from qualifying, I think this might have been better here. Now, Tobias does a really good job to reel Alan back in, but again, that huge gap. You can only imagine that Alan does have the advantage here going into the second half of this battle.
Yeah, Tobias really just has to get it out of his head, get it back head into the game, and focus on just putting a really good lead lane down. And hopefully no mistakes from either driver here as we wait for these 3 lights to go out. Tobias now in the lead lane in that BMW. Alan Hines in that Pro Drift Academy S15. The second half of the first top 32 battle. Off they go. A decent start from Tobias, but Alan Hines is already getting all over the door of Tobias as they come through that inside clip and transition down to clip 3. Look at the proximity that Alan is putting onto Tobias, leaving enough room there for the transition. Little hung up on the wall was Alan Hines, but slowly getting that proximity right back up to Tobias's door as they transition now to that final inside clip. And look at that, wheel to wheel as they come across the line.
Oh boy. Now, good lead run from Tobias here as we go back to the replay, but I think Alan does exactly what he needs to do in his chase here, just jumping right onto the door early of Tobias to highlight, that section that could have been better from Tobias in his chase, and Alan sticks with it here, giving up a little bit of room and then reels him in towards the final part of that clip 5, gives room for that transition, and then reels Tobias right back in as they cross that finish line. But again, good run from Tobias. We'll go to the judges, and there they are. Well, Chris changing it. There they go, all in sync. Alan Hines will take the win and move on into the top 16 here in the final round of Season 5. And again, good on Tobias. Great showing from him here in the final round.
Yeah, definitely. Tobias always coming out strong and just trying to go up against the best and showing that why he's here. As we have our next battle up at the line, ready to go. Steven Hatcher in his Valino Tires RX-8 against Daniel Mora in that Inertia 240SX. As the lights go out and off the line they go, the rotary power of Steven Hatcher out front to a good start, initiating in. Daniel Mora right with him through that first outside zone, hitting that inside clip beautifully, but the proximity here is great. Steven Hatcher putting the car where it needs to be, but Daniel Mora on the bumper for that transition, losing a bit of ground though as they come into clip 5, this wall ride. Steven Hatcher doing everything he can just to put this car where it needs to go. He's doing a great job at it, but Daniel Mora is not giving up without a fight as he puts it on the door across that line.
Yeah, really good on Daniel there to reel Steven back in as they cross that finish line. Here we go with the replay. Steven setting into that first turn really nice with Daniel right there with him, giving room for the transition into that third flip. And looking really good in that lead position is Steven, gaining a little bit of ground on Daniel in clip 5. There he is, trying to reel him in as Steven makes a fantastic transition. Nice along that last inside clip. And there you see Daniel right there with him as they cross that finish line.
Yeah, what an intense battle it was between these two, and they still have one more half left to figure out who's going to be moving on to face Alan Hines in the top 16. Switch back around. Daniel Mora now in that lead lane. Steven Hatcher giving chase. Good start again by both drivers. They come up this run up and initiate in through that first outer zone. Good line there from Daniel Mora, but Steven Hatcher again putting on the pressure, leaving no room for that transition as they come through clip 4 here and get set up for the wall ride at clip 5. A little bit farther inside was Steven Hatcher, but Daniel Mora putting it right on the wall as Steven Hatcher's just trying to keep it on the door through these quick and fast transitions. They come through that final inside clip and go flying across that line.
Yeah, they sure do. Here we go back with the replay of the second half of this battle. This time Steven chasing Daniel down here, giving just enough room for that transition. As you see, they were bumper to bumper. Same with that one through the Manji section. Steven staying with him very well here. Does jump on a little bit of an inside line, but uses that left foot brake to get himself back out into that pocket there. Again, just enough room to let Daniel make that transition. Daniel, again, doing a good job up front, as he did in qualifying as well. Here we go to the judges. Left for Steven Hatcher or right for Daniel Mora. Which way is it gonna go?
It was a very close battle between both of these guys, so really it could go either way at this point.
Oh, and look at there. Chris and Matt go Steven Hatcher. Ed chooses one more time. But Steven Hatcher's going to get the win and move on into the top 16 where he'll face Alan Hines. A tough battle coming up for him.
As we move on to our next battle now, Erikas Jerkus in his BMW against Adriel Machado in that S15. The 3 lights go out and off they go. Good start from both drivers as they initiate in. Adriel already trying to keep that proximity off the initiation. Erica's doing a good job out front with lots of angle as they come down into clip 3, transitioning through 4. Adriel trying to find that pocket to get back up on him, but falling back slowly on this long outer zone of clip 5 as they transition now. Still a decent enough gap established from Erikas out front as Adriel tries everything to get back up on the door before the finish.
Yeah, he sure did. Erikas, starting it out with a fantastic lead here and utilizing a ton of the angle in his BMW. You see here almost backwards, but tight across that inside clip, makes a nice transition, and Adriel sort of ends up on a little bit of an inside line. Just didn't really match that angle there, but does a good job here to make that transition and then reel him in through clip 5 here. Erica's super deep there. And then again, nice transition. Adriel matching it there, reeling him in just a little bit across that finish line. And we'll go on to the second half of the battle.
Indeed we shall, and flipped around they are. Adriel Machado in that S15 out in that lead lane. And Erica Sturkis ready to give chase. The lights go out and off they go. Coming down that long straightaway and initiating in. Good initiation there from Adriel, but already getting on the rear bumper. Oh, and pushing him is Erica Sturkis, getting a little too aggressive. Adriel manages to hang with it and keep the car together. Another huge bump into the wall from Ericas. Adriel still sticking on that throttle and keeping the car in position as he goes a little too wide for the final inside clip, but manages to keep a run away from him right at the end.
Yeah, he sure does here. We'll go back to the replay, and as you said and pointed out, a lot of contact here from Ericas in that chase position. This seems to maybe push a little bit too hard here. Adriel on a nice transition there. He is a little bit on the outside, but then that bump helps him get even further on that outside line there, and there you see setting into clip 5, Ericas trying to make up that gap and comes in, and Adriel does a really good job to keep it going. Now Adriel does go wide there for the last inside clip, but does a good job to button it up and finish the run on that outside and fill that outside zone. So we will go to the judges. Left for Erica Sturkis or right for Adriel Machado? Which way is it gonna go? Imagine the judges might take their time here to take a look at those contacts. And a few one more times are Adriel's. It's going to be a tough one for the judges, I think. Adriel did have his mistakes in that chase position as well. Now, didn't cause any contact. Again, just had those very, very small mistakes. And then the independent one on the last and final turn as he went around that inside clip. While Ericas had his, near perfect lead, but then those contact bumps in his chase position. Did a really good job to keep it going. But that second one is, there it goes. Adriel Machado is going to get the win, move on into the top 16, and he'll face the winner of our next battle.
Good job from Adriel. It's sad to see Ericas out just due to a few contacts, but sometimes being over aggressive just doesn't pay off in the end. And Adriel moves on to take our next spot in the top 16. Next battle up, Maxime Tingay versus Jonathan Simpson. Maxime in that S15, Jonathan in that wonderful Subaru Hawkeye GC8.
I believe it's a 22B rear.
Okay, 22B rear.
And it's a wild creation from Jonathan. Jonathan is a very talented 3D artist, and he made it himself. And then did Kevin Stump's car, a few cars along the way.
Well, now we get to see it in battle as the lights go out and off they go. Maxime out to a good lead right off of the hop out of the gate, going through that first outer zone. Taking an inside line, though, is Jonathan to catch back up as they transition down to clip 3. Leaving no room for the transition was Jonathan as they come up for the wall ride at clip 5. Little adjustment there from the lead position as Jonathan's trying everything to catch back up to the door and hitting Maxime on the transition into the final inside clip, causing him to spin out.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one there. It looked like maybe a little bit of lag was involved too as we go back to the replay here and check out what happened. Maxime gets off to a really good start here. Nice initiation, goes just a tad wide for that first inside clip, but gets it back together, filling clip 3. There's a little bumper tap from Jonathan there. And Maxime sets into clip 5 really well here along the wall. Stays really far on the outside. There you see Jonathan straightening up a little bit. Ooh, okay. So, interesting. It actually looks like Maxime got into the wall himself just before he got hit with Jonathan's rear bumper. So that'll be one for the judges to go back and really watch. It's tough to see there. but they're ready at the line, ready to go.
Yeah, and off they are for the second half of their battle. Jonathan Simpson out front, initiating in. Already a little closer, though, in that chase position is Maxime, as he leaves enough room for that transition down to clip 3 and for this Manji section. Just kind of leaving him out there as they come through clip 5 now. Right up on the doors, Maxime, leaving almost no proximity as they transition to this final inside clip. I thought Maxime was going to spin there. What a wonderful baggie from Maxime as he came through that final transition and they crossed the line.
Yeah, that was a wild one there on that last turn. Here we go with the replay. Jonathan entering in up front. And there you see Maxime close the door really fast as Jonathan goes just a little wide up front. There's Jonathan trying to fill clip 3. Doesn't quite fill those zones in that Manji section, but sets into clip 5. Pretty nice with Maxime right there in the pocket. There you see winding out the angle. And there's that backwards entry from Maxime in the chase. And there they go across that finish line. And we will go to the judges here. And it might come down, yeah, well, it's going to have to come down to that contact, I believe. And look at there, they're going to go right for Jonathan Simpson. Jonathan Simpson gets the win. And moves on. Let's see if we can hear from those judges. Yeah, okay, so listening in on Discord over with Chris, as he, couldn't make it on stream for it, it is going to come down to that contact, and the judges caught it where Maxime went into that wall first, bounced off of it, and then that rear bumper of Jonathan went into Maxime. So good on Jonathan, he gets the win and moves on.
Yeah, again, this is what we kind of figured a lot of these battles would come down to, are just these small little contacts here and there, and with the walls, they're always dangerous. You got to put the car exactly in the right spot every time, and just being even just a few inches off means you're going into it, maybe causing an inchaseable lead, or spinning out entirely for your runs. So definitely something we got to look out for the rest of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of places to hit those walls today. It certainly makes the course very interesting. Adds that little bit of difficulty to it. There's places to drop tires off, and there's places to go in walls, so gotta be careful.
Yeah, and these tire drops, they're not forgiving.
No, they are not. As you can sort of see there with the camera angle we're getting at the start line, that this track definitely has a nice little ditch drop off there from the edge. Looks like, yep, our next battle is coming to the line. Sarunas and Kevin Stump. This will be an exciting one here.
This will be a very exciting one. Sarunas in the lead lane in that Bushido-style Ford Mustang against Kevin Stump in that NOS Energy Drink S14. The lights go out, and on fire during qualifying was Sarunas, but a great battler is Kevin Stump as they initiate in good line through the first 2 clips as they transition down to this Manji section here. Clip 3, transitioning again through clip 4. Good proximity from Kevin, just kind of keeping that distance, edging his way slowly and closer to Sarunas. Sarunas doing a good job out front, though, as he makes that final transition to that inside clip. A little far inside, but almost pushing him around the corner was Kevin Stump as they come across that line.
Yeah, he sure was. As we go back to the replay here, Sarunas in his big Mustang and wheeling this car around. This awesome lead run here, getting down to that outside zone, filling it all the way. Nice transition in the Manji section. And there, Kevin Stump jumping right into the pocket for clip 5 and sticking with him around that huge sweeper. And then nice transition from Sarunas. Does come up just a little bit short, and Kevin does a good job to adjust with him and keep the run going.
Well, now they're back at it and ready to go again. Who will take the next spot in the top 16? Will it be Kevin Stump? Will it be Sarunas? The lights go out and off they go, and a good start there from Kevin Stump out front, almost leaving Sarunas behind at the line as he throws the car in for that initiation. And now Sarunas playing that catch-up game as they come through clip 3 and 4, setting up now for the 5th and wall ride transition, but now losing a lot of ground is Sarunas as he almost over rotates coming into that clip 5. Kevin doing a wild lead run out here, just putting the car where it needs to go and just losing Sarunas at every turn.
Yeah, he sure was. Here we go with the replay. Kevin out front, entering in, and just with a huge gap already. And Saruna's doing everything he can to reel him back in and just really couldn't get there. Now, he was right there on the bumper as they make that transition and then come into the clip 5. But you see Kevin just settled in really nicely to it and took off. Nice transition. Does bump the wall there just a little bit. Hits the inside clip, and there they go across that finish line with Kevin, with a very nice gap here. We'll go to the judges. Left for Sarunas, right for Kevin Stump. And there they go, right for Kevin Stump. He gets the win, and he'll move on into the top 16.
So Kevin Stump, our next contender to take another top 16 spot and take it away from Sarunas. Glad to have him out here. Good to see him out here, and we'll see him next season. But now for our next battle, Shoma Takaya in that Buy Now Japan S15 against Russell Jones in his S14.
Yeah, this could be a fun run as well between these two S chassis. Russell doing better and better every time we see him here in the championship, as well as Shoma. Shoma's really settled into this new S13 of his.
Yeah, it's still weird when I hear Shoma's name and I don't see this crazy S14 anymore. I see a more conservative little car as he initiates in, but Russell Jones not far behind him as they come through that inside clip and transition down into clip 3 here. A little bit of a gap, just leaving that room for the transitions as they come into clip 5. Oh, a little bit of an over rotation there from Russell Jones in that chase position. Shoma just keeping the car where it needs to go as he comes through clip number 6, through that final inside clipping point and across the line with Russell Jones a little bit behind.
Yeah, Russell over-rotating just a little bit as he came into outside zone 4. We go to the replay here. Shoma, really nice initiation, very smooth transition there. Almost filling all of that outside zone 2, and they're setting into clip 5. You see Russell make a massive correction there and has to reel Shoma back in. And just doesn't quite get there. Shoma a little bit on the inside of that inside clip, but finishes it out nicely. And we'll go on to the second half of the battle.
We sure will. Back at the line, Russell Jones in that lead lane. Shoma Takaya ready to put on his chase performance. We wait for those 3 lights to go out, and off they go. Down straight and towards the initiation. Russell Jones initiates in. Shoma right there with him, hitting Russell Jones, almost sending him offline. Russell Jones keeping it together as they come down through clip 3. Now Shoma just trying to reel him back in there from backing off a little bit. But when we come into clip 5, this wall ride, that's where you can see this gap is really big as they transition through clip 6 and into this final inside clipping point. But there's Shoma getting that proximity back right at the end.
Yeah, I think we might see him go one more time after the second half of the battle here as we go back to the replay. Russell out front entering in and then get some contact from Shoma there. They end up super inside but keep it going. And from there, Russell pulls a little bit of a gap here as they come into clip 5. You see there, just filling the zone out front. Russell doing a fantastic job. Shoma doing everything he can to reel him back in, and does so right there along that last and final inside clip, and across the finish line they go. But mistakes from both of these drivers could, make them go one more time here. It's left for Shoma Takaya or right for Russell Jones. Is a good point as well. Like, even with the contact that Russell received in his lead there, it's going to go one more time either way. And Chris and Matt both choose one more time. Ed chooses Russell Jones, but majority rules, and we'll get to see him go again.
Exactly. So one more time between these two drivers. Clean it up a little bit. Let's have a better battle. We'll see what they can do in our first one more time battle of the day.
Yeah, here in top 32 already. Unfortunately, it was, due to mistakes from both of the drivers in their chase position, but here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Shoma Takaya back in the lead with Russell Jones giving chase, initiating in. Right on the bumper now is Russell Jones to Shoma as they come through that first inside clip and transition down to clip 3. A lot more proximity now from Russell Jones, but Shoma doing a wonderful job out front as they come into that wall ride of clip 5. That huge outer zone. Russell really keeping that proximity and pressure on to Shoma as they transition into that last inside clip. Both of them cutting it and then pushing out to that last outer zone before finishing out the run.
Yeah, I think both the drivers turned up a little bit here as we go back to the replay. A little bit better lead from Shoma out front and a much better chase from Russell Jones. A little bit wide there around that first inside clip, but makes a really nice transition, fills the next outside zone. And again, another great transition into clip 5, and this time Russell right there with him, sticking with him in the pocket around that big sweeper. Makes a good transition here out front by Shoma Takaya. There you see Russell right there on the bumper as they go across the finish line.
And now back around for the second half of their one more time battle. Russell Jones in that lead lane. Shoma Takaya giving chase. The lights go out and off they go. Who will claim the next spot in the top 16 to go up against Kevin Stump? Russell Jones initiating in, but Shoma right there with them as they come through that inside clip and start coming down towards clip 3. With the transition here right on the bumper, Shoma as they leave a bit of space there for that wall ride of clip 5. But Shoma really we're good. Shoma really getting it in there and starting to grab the door of Russell Jones as they came through that final inside clip and across the line.
Man, I thought we had another Landrina Tanner.
No, we're good. I caught it this time.
Absolutely. Here we go with the replay. Russell out front and doing a great job in the lead position. Shoma right there with him along that bumper. Gives a little bit of gap here as he did last time, but then jumps right onto the door of Russell, staying with him through clip 5. Making a nice transition here. Russell maybe a little bit smoother and actually gets around that inside clip. But either way, now we have a straight up battle, but it might be a harder decision this time. We see
they
him
both
go one more time again.
Oh, could we see a second one more time out of this? I mean, it was very close between both drivers. They cleaned up everything they needed to, so now it'll be down to the judges to nitpick it apart.
Yeah, absolutely. A decision for them to make here in the top 32. Things out quick here. Drivers making it really close. Our next battle will be the exact same way. Ramon and Matthias will go at it. And look at there, Russell Jones is going to get the win. They'll slide right, unanimous decision. And he'll move on into the top 16 where he'll face Kevin Stump.
Good showing there from Russell Jones, but also from Shoma as well. I mean, he's just been so good in that new chassis of his, and great to have him here this season. And I'm hoping we see him again next season.
Absolutely, as well as Shoma. He's always exciting to see. Always brings really exciting cars as well. I know that one was a little toned down, but good to see him in the series. One of our few Japanese drivers.
Exactly, but now our next battle, Raman Katastrenka in that BMW up front being chased down by Matthias Nordingen in that S14 as they come through that initiation. The first two clips looking solid so far. Through clip 3, Mateus tapping the rear bumper of Raman as they come through clip 4 and into this wall ride at clip 5. Mateus having a couple bobbles in that chase position, trying to regain that proximity onto Raman as they come through that inside clip and push up through the line, but the proximity cannot be regained before the finish.
Yeah, it really all kind of started with those bobbles along clip 5 as we go to the replay here. Raman with a really good start, great transition, and as you pointed out, that little bumper tap there through the transition in the Manji section. And Mateus really going after it as they set into clip 5, but those little bobbles there as Raman stayed smooth, foot to the floor, and gained ground on Mateus there in that lead. Mateus does a good job to reeling back in, but then Raman takes off once again.
Well, now we'll see how they do now that they are switched around and ready to go again. Mateus Nordingen out front. Raman Katastrenka giving chase as they come down that straightaway a little close to the rear bumper. On the initiation is Raman Katastrenka as they come through that outer zone into inside clip 1 and transition down to clip 3. Good proximity there from Raman, just leaving enough room there for the transitions as they come into clip 5. And now Raman really surging forward to get up to that door of Mateus as they transition now to clip 6, dragging the rear bumper along that wall through the inside clip. And there's the proximity on the door as they cross the line there.
Yeah, Raman really putting on the pressure as we go back to the replay here. Mateus entering in, very nice. Grabs that first inside clip, very smooth first transition, and grabs clip 3, doesn't quite fill it out though, and then makes a nice transition into clip 5, but a little shallow, has to work out to the outside while Raman reels him in through it, stays with him through that transition there, and then as Mateus goes just a little bit wide, it opens the door for Raman to jump into that pocket. And we'll go to the judges here. They'll go left for Raman or right for Mateus. And look at there, quickly to the left. Raman gets the win, and he'll move on into the top 16, and he'll face off against the winner of our next battle.
Yeah, good job there from Raman Katastrenka. A good, well-deserved win as we have our next battle at the line. Andreas Linné in that Pixel Esports JZA 90 Supra against Octavian Chalaru in his S14.
Yeah, and Octavian looked really good in qualifying earlier. He did only end up 21st, but I think some of his best showing so far.
Yeah, definitely. He is on a new setup, and it's really showing that it works as they initiate into that first outer zone and come down into that inside clip. Already Octavian almost trying to pass him through that first inside clip, but the angle that Andreas is throwing here is wild as they come into this clip 5 outer zone, and really on fire here is Andreas as Octavian tries to keep up with him. The speed that he is throwing out here, cutting the line insanely just to keep on the door as they cross the line.
Yeah, Andreas might have to watch out here in this chase position when we switch him up, but we'll go back to the replay here. Andreas out front and does a really good job in that lead position. Octavian on a little bit of an inside line there, falls back, but then reels Andreas right back in. And then there's where the angle is just a little bit too much. I thought the run was going to be over there as Octavian came flying into clip 5, but does a good job not to hit Andreas. Andreas keeps on going through his really good lead run. And there, as you pointed out, Octavian cutting the line just a little bit here. But I imagine Octavian's going to be pretty fast here in his lead.
Well, Octavian showed that to us in his qualifying run. He was just so quick on this course with this new setup. So we'll see how Andreas manages this as they get off the line and start the second half of their battle. Octavian out front, Andreas giving chase. Initiating in is Octavian, but a little hit there from Andreas. Andreas must know he's going to be quick, so he's got to stick with him as they come through clip 3 and 4. One last transition before the wall ride of 5. Right on the wall was Octavian, but hitting it again and going in. Straightening out and causing the end to his run as he bounces off the wall there at clip 6 as well. leaving the legal pass from Andreas, and more than likely getting the win on that battle.
Yeah, I think so. As we go back to the replay here, Octavian was off to a good start, goes just a little wide for that first inside clip. There, making a nice transition, grabbing that outside zone. Really nice through the Manji section. There, he sets in just a little bit too deep, grabs the wall twice, and then, tries to keep it going, and unfortunately goes into the next wall as well. And there you see Andreas making the safe move and taking the pass there and finishing out that run. So we will go to those judges. Left for Andreas Linné, or right for Octavian Shellaroo, and there they go. Unanimous decision. Left for Andreas. He'll get the win and move on into the top 16. But again, it was a joy to see Octavian out here. He's great to talk to as well in the team speak. Long conversations with him. Good dude overall, and he puts in quite the work for his simulator stuff, and tries to better it each and every round. I think he did just that this season.
Yeah, I think he did as well. He really improved as a driver over these 8 rounds, and he just, really stood out from the crowd, and that's good to have. And he's a great guy as well, and he's from my homeland, so I got to give him a little credit there.
Absolutely. So that's it for the second group of top 32. The next group is loading in now. They'll take just a couple of their runs, but it's going to be Luciano Canero and Augusto Ferreira up first in our next group for top 32.
Get those few practice runs in, make sure they remembered to apply their setups. I don't think nothing scared me more than you go out for a run and you're like, why is this car not handling right? Oh no.
Right, definitely. That actually has happened a couple of times with drivers where they jump in and forget to load their tune, and then next thing you know, there's it's all wrong, super wrong, especially with gearing could be extremely wrong, and then I can completely throw you off. We'll take a little bit of time. If you're in the market for a steering wheel or some of their steering wheel accessories like quick releases and hub adapters, check out griproyal.com. The quality of our trophy wheel for the winner of this season is just insane, and they really knocked it out of the park there with that trophy wheel.
Yeah, it looked so good. I was so excited when we got to show the photos and show everybody what it looked like. But we have our next battle of the 32 here ready to go. Luciano Canero in that Inertia 240SX against Augusto Ferreira in his S15 as they get off the line as the lights go out and head down to initiate, and in they come. Luciano taking a little bit of a wider line, missing out on that inside clip with Augusto right there on him as they transition through clip 4 and now onto the long wall ride of clip 5. And there's Augusto putting the pressure on Luciano as they exit out of 5 and transition into 6. A little bit of ground lost as Augusto takes this inside line and Luciano just tears away at that last clipping point.
Yeah, he sure does. As we go back to the replay here, Luciano out front, initiating in with a pretty good line here around first turn. Makes a nice transition here, gets down into clip 3 and fills it. There's Augusto right there with him. There they go into clip 5 where Augusto reels him in really nicely here. Hanging on right into that pocket, and then here we see Augusto just on the wrong line there in that chase position, really cutting the course, and opens the door for Luciano to take off on Augusto as he sort of over-rotated there. But here we go with the second half.
Yeah, the second half indeed is about to start. Augusto Ferreira out front, Luciano giving chase, the lights go out and off they go. Second half of this battle, initiating in is Augusto. Good initiation from him as he gets through those first 2 clipping points, but right on him is Luciano as they come through clip 3, leaving just enough room for the transition as they dive down into clip 5, this long wall ride. A little closer now is Luciano as they transition down to clip 6. Looking good here. Augusto's on an amazing lead line as Luciano pushes right up onto that quarter panel before the finish.
Yeah, that was a fantastic lead by Augusto out front. Here we go with the replay. Luciano chasing him down, and Luciano does a really good job. Again, it takes a really good lead to make a really good follow. Look at that angle that Augusto has there into clip 3 as well as clip 4, but holds the momentum, doesn't really slow up much at all. There's Luciano with him through clip 5 and that massive sweeper, and a good transition to get around that last and final inside clip. Luciano's right there with him, so we will go to those judges. Will that lead be enough from Augusto to overcome that mistake that he had in his chase? Will Luciano get the win? Making sure they're assessing over the replays. Tough call. I mean, just exceptional lead from Augusto out front. And here, there they go. So Chris chooses one more time, but Ed and Matt choose Luciano, and he'll move on into the top 16. Congratulations, Luciano.
Yeah, Luciano Canero, good job. Good battle by both drivers. We know we'll see Augusto next year as well. As we have our next battle now coming up to the line, Reese Tatterson, who didn't have an outstanding qualifying, so he's going to definitely be putting it all out here to keep moving up through this bracket, and Oliver Eppinger in his JZA 80 Supra.
Yeah, I think Reese has a tough little battle up ahead here with Oliver Eppinger. Oliver looking really good in his Supra and coming off of a last round win. So, you know, here they go. Lights off.
Lights off and away they go. Reese Tatterson out front in that Pro Drift Academy S15, initiating in. Good angle from Reese Tatterson, but right behind him is Oliver Eppinger, getting all over the door, leaving no room for the transition, maybe even a few bumper taps there as they transition into clip 5 and ride that wall all the way around, mimicking the angle on the exit is Oliver, as Reese is doing an amazing lead run here, but Oliver is all over the door of Reese Tatterson as they cross that line.
Holy moly. Here we go with the replay. Reese Tatterson out front and just pouring on the angle here for first turn. Picks up throttle very quickly, pulls just a little bit of gap, but as soon as they make that transition, Oliver jumps onto the door of Reese. There they go, bumper to bumper through the transition, maybe even a little bump there. And there they go through clip 5, the big massive sweeper along the wall there. Oliver right there with him once again on the bumper through that final transition, and then stays with Reese as they go across that finish line.
You know, you could probably ask Reese Tatterson right now, is that a Supra? And he would tell you by the paint left on his door, yes, it is.
I'm not sure what just happened.
An insane chase run from Oliver. Let's see what he can do in the lead. Reese Tatterson giving chase as they come down that straight and initiate in. Ooh, really wide goes Oliver, missing out on that first inside clip. Reese Tatterson having to adjust to stick with him as he leaves almost no room for the transitions here into clip 5. And going into the wall a little bit is Oliver Eppinger, but holding it together. Reese Tatterson following right close with him. He knows he's got to be aggressive. And here it comes, that final outside clip and a bit of a gap established right at the end.
Yeah, Oliver's really fast there in that last turn, but we'll go back to the replay where Oliver does make an unfortunate mistake here. Goes really wide after he initiates for that inside clip, but buttons it up, makes a nice transition across, and Reese doing a really good job in that chase to let him do it, and then bumper to bumper as they make those transitions through the Manji section. Oliver giving the wall just a little tap, but keeps it going, and again, Reese right there with him. And backwards Oliver into that last and final turn, and then again, as you said, pulls a little bit of gap there at the end. But it might come down to that mistake in Oliver's lead there as we go back to the judges. And there they go quickly to the left for Reese Tatterson. He'll get the win. He'll move on to face Luciano. But Oliver did not make it easy on Reese there.
No, Reese almost getting knocked out in the top 32. I mean, all it came down to, again, was a simple mistake. But we know we're going to see Oliver next year, and I'm excited to see him back, as now we have our next battle, and a man fighting for the championship right now, Tikon Pileski in his D-Max S14 against Jake Wise in that S14 of his as well. The lights go out and off they go. Good start by both drivers, clean through the gate. Tikon gets ready and initiates in, going lots of angle through that first outer zone and into the inside clip. Jake Wise doing his best to stick right with the champion that is Tikon as they transition into clip 5 now. Tikon putting it right on the wall, but Jake Wise slowly inching forward as a little bit of proximity is lost near the exit. Jake Wise does a huge dive to try and catch back up to Tikon Pileski, but would it be enough by the end of the battle?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go back to the replay and Tikon entering in quickly there. Great snappy transition, filling the next outside zone, and there it almost sounded like Jake might have pulled his handbrake without clutching in, as like the motor sound just cut off really quick and then got back onto it. And from there is where Tikon really pulled the gap, and there they go into the last and final turn where Jake does reel him back in just a little bit there on that rear bumper of Tikon Pileski.
Yeah, but a great lead run there from Tikon, really putting the car where it needed to be. But now we'll see what Jake Wise can do in that D-Spec S14 against the D-Max S14 of Tikon Pileski. Lights go out and off they go. Jake Wise out front initiating in. Tikon already all over the bumper at the initiation, coming through that first inside clip, leaving almost no room for that transition. Maybe even a little tap there as they start to get lost in that smoke. And as they transition now onto clip 5, Jake Wise doing a great job here just to put the car where it needs to go. Coming in through clip 6 now into that final inside clip. But on the door is Tikon as they cross that finish line.
Yeah, he sure was. Now, pretty good lead from Jake Wise out front as we go back to the replay, but Tikon really putting the pressure on. I mean, really going after it in his chase position right there along the bumper as they make that first transition. Tikon staying right there with him again on that one through the Manji section, gives a little bit of room, but then jumps back onto the door, reels him in a little bit for clip 5 and all the way through it, letting Jake go a little bit, and then again reeling him back in around that last and final inside clip. There they go across that finish line. And we'll go to those judges. They'll go left for Tikon Pileski or right for Jake Wise. There they go. Unanimous decision left for Tikon Pileski. He'll get the win. He'll move on into the top 16 where he'll have to face either Zach O'Sullivan or Hayden Winter.
This is going to be a harsh battle here for Zach O'Sullivan, fighting for that Rookie of the Year, and with Una Warren right on his heels, and then also Hayden Winter climbing up fast in that bracket as well. All the new drivers for this season, and they all want that Rookie Driver of the Year. So Zach O'Sullivan in his S13 in that lead lane, Hayden Winter in that GRP R33 Nissan Skyline. They are ready to do battle to see who will go and face Tikon Pileski in the top 16. The 3 lights go out and the battle begins. Zach O'Sullivan gets a clean start. Hayden Winter not far behind him, initiating in through that first outside zone. Good job from Zach O'Sullivan. The proximity's already getting close with Hayden Winter pushing up onto that door, leaving just enough room for the transition as they come underneath the bumper on the transition into clip 5. Hayden Winter putting it on the door of Zach O'Sullivan, transitioning now to clip 6. Look at the line that Zach has been on, but right on him and all over him the whole time was Hayden Winter.
Yeah, he sure was. We'll go back to the replay here. Zach out front, Hayden chasing him down and doing just that. Great initiation by Zach, but it's right after he does, Hayden jumps onto the door, makes a fantastic transition there, fills that zone, sticks with Zach through that Manji section. As you pointed out, under the bumper there for that transition. They both fill this outside zone. Zach doing a fantastic job out front in that lead position, doing everything that the judges want to see. Hayden sticking right there with him.
And, you know, something I haven't said in a long time, it may be April, but it may be winter is coming for Zach O'Sullivan's spot in the Rookie of the Year championship, as Hayden Winter is now in that lead position with Zach O'Sullivan ready to give chase. Off they go. The second half of this battle, who will go on to face T. Kompleski in the top 16, initiating in. Good initiation from both drivers, but Zach right with them as they come through those first two clips. Now through the Manji section, Hayden is on fire here as we go through this long wall ride of clip 5. Zach O'Sullivan trying to get that proximity and get up on the door, leaving the room for the transition through 6, and a beautiful job around that inside clip was Hayden Winter, but Zach getting up on that door right at the finish.
Yeah, Zach doing a good job there at that last part of the course and entering in with Hayden there. As we see on the replay, Hayden just a little bit on the inside there, but makes a good transition, fills that zone. Zach right there with him on the bumper as they make the transitions through the Manji section. Reels him in for clip 5, stays with him, is on just a little bit of an inside line, and then gives the room for the transition there. Now Zach does cut that corner just a little bit, but as judges pointed out in that driver's meeting, it is to be expected in that chase position. And we'll go to the judges here. Really close one for him. They'll go left for Zach or right for Hayden. Who's going to get the win, or are we going to see him go one more time? It is a tough one. Zach had a fantastic lead. So did Hayden. But Hayden might have put on maybe a little bit of extra pressure. Look at there. Chris chooses Zach. But Ed and Matt choose one more time, so we'll get to see him go one more time.
Ooh. I can imagine the stress that these two are feeling. Both of them have amazing cars. They're both amazing drivers. And they have really come here to prove what they can do in the Virtual Drift Championship. And where else better to have this battle than here at round 8, our final round of the season.
Absolutely. And coming out of your Bushido style, the Drift Championship. Here we go.
These drivers were insane in that championship, and now to see them out here, they're putting in the work as Zach O'Sullivan initiates in. Good job from Zach, but right away with him is Hayden Winter, transitioning under the bumper once more. It was Hayden Winter as Zach O'Sullivan comes through clip 4, right against the bumper again. Hayden Winter pushing up on that clip 5 wall ride, and there is Zach O'Sullivan. Good lead line as Hayden is just pouring on the pressure. Zach grabbing that inside clip perfectly, but right attached to him is Hayden Winter as they come across that line.
Yeah, he sure was. We'll go back to the replay here. Zach entering in. Really good line there. Hayden cuts the line just a little bit, and then it does take him a second to make that first transition, but once he does, he jumps into the pocket, and again, right up under the bumper is Hayden for that transition into this huge outside zone. Gives him just enough there as well, and we see Hayden really cut the line there quite a bit in that chase position, but he does stick with Zach out front.
And now back at the line, ready to duke it out for the second half of their one more time battle. They both want T-Con Pileski, but only one of them can advance. Hayden Winter out front, Zach O'Sullivan giving chase. Hayden Winter initiates in, grabs that outside zone and the inside zone perfectly, but Zach is right there with him, almost mimicking that chase run from earlier, almost not leaving enough room for the transition through clip 4, now into clip 5, trying to get it on the wall is Hayden Winter, and there it is. Zach O'Sullivan leaves just enough room for that transition to clip 6, both of them coming around that inside zone perfectly, and right up on the quarter panel was Zach O'Sullivan before the finish.
Yeah, that was a really clean last turn by both of those drivers this time. As we go back to the replay, Hayden entering in there, Zach jumping right onto the door very quickly, makes that first transition very nice. Hayden fills that zone, and there you see almost not giving enough room for the transition. Might have even gave him a little boop, but they're filling that big outside zone along the wall, and a very nice transition. Now not as close as Hayden, but once they make it around that inside clip, Zach reels him in just a little bit to close that door, and we will go to the judges again for these two drivers, left for Zach or right for Hayden Winter.
While they decide there, I mean, these two have seen battle many times, and especially against each other, and they're putting on a finals performance here in the top 32.
They sure are, and Zach actually gets the win, unanimous decision by all three judges there, and he'll move on into the top 16, where he's got a really tough battle ahead with T-Con Pileski.
And it looks like Sam here is maybe going for a buy run.
No, it's the next group
Practice.
Loading in. Yep.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure. I was like, wow, these guys got in here fast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our last and final group of top 32. Lazam, Isao, and Dan Dirks will start us out. And then Alexander Holster and Pontus Jakobsen, Victor Alves, Martin Merrick, Una Warnen, and Ethan Hitcherkrow. Which
one day we will learn how to pronounce his last name.
That's my best guess. Or we can, Pikachu is fine.
Pikachu, yeah, Ethan
well.
Pikachu.
But that's who's gonna have to take out Yuna for that Rookie of the Year position. Yuna is very close on Zach for that Rookie of the Year position. He needs to win his battle, and he's the very last battle of top 32. There he goes in that big BMW for his practice run. Yep, last call from the judges. And there's a Lazam coming to the line, qualifying third today.
Ooh.
Yeah, big qualifying score for Lazam Esau this time in his Supra. And remember, I believe he got a zero on his first
run. So it was 0 on the first run, and then just came out with the skinny pedal to the floor. Let's go for it. So in the lead lane is Lazam Esau in that JC890 June Supra, getting chased down by Dan Dirks in that GT86. Initiating in is Lazam with a decent gap established out of the gate. Dan sleeping a little bit at the line as they come through clip 3. Still that gap yet to be closed up as they transition into clip 5 now. There's Dan starting to reel him back in as they come along that long outer zone, and into the wall goes Dan, straightening out and effectively ending his run. And all Lazam has to do is cross that finish line, and that battle will go to him.
Yeah, he did just that. A great lead run out front. Gets off to a really good start against Dan here, entering in with a massive gap. Now Dan, a new chassis for him, so he might still be settling into this. But Lazam doing a really good job here. Great transitions, very smooth. Sets into this big outside zone very nicely. And there, Dan trying to reel him in, and then washes out just a little bit too wide into the wall. And then Lazam continues on with his run and does a really good job doing so. There he goes across the finish line.
Now back around, ready to do battle for the second half. Dan Dirks out front, Lazam giving chase. Dan making his way down that line and initiating in. Lazam already, though, getting all over him as they come through those first two clips and transition to clip 3 here. Again, not as deep. Dan hasn't been going as deep into that clip 3, but they're making the smooth transitions and pouring on lots of angle through clip 5. And Lazam trying to keep up with him, almost a little bobble there as they thought he was going to transition a bit earlier, but now almost pushing Dan Dirks through to that finish line.
Yeah, he sure did. Here, we'll go back to the replay. Dan Dirks out front, a little slower on initiation there, picks up throttle a little bit on the inside there for that first inside clip, then keeps it going a little late into outside zone 2, but cleans it up as he sets into this big clip 5 here with Lazam right there with him. Lazam having to use a lot of left foot braking there to stay back behind Dan and in that pocket. There they go across the finish line, and we'll go to the judges. They'll go left for Lazam or right for Dan Dirks. I think it's going to go to Lazam with that awesome lead run, and then does exactly what he needs to in the chase. And there they go, unanimous decision. Lazam Asao gets the win. He'll move on into the top 16.
Yeah, good job there from Lazam. But now, a battle that I didn't expect to have happen, the Battle of the Rotaries. 2 FD RX-7s. The first one, the RPM RX-7 FD of Alexander Holzner against Pontus Jakobsen in his Toyo Tires FD RX-7. I'd maybe turn your speakers up for this one because I can imagine the noises that are going to come through as they both get out of the gate cleanly and initiate in. And right side by side off the initiation is Pontus Jakobsen to Alexander as they transition down towards clip 3, leaving enough room for the transition. Alexander really fast in this Smoungy section as they get up onto the wall ride and pushing up onto that door as Pontus as they transition now to clip 6 on a good run. Are both these guys? There's a huge little contact there between Pontus to Alexander as they came through clip 6 to finish out the run.
Yeah, there was just a little bit of contact there, but a great start to a fun battle here between these RX-7s. As you see him enter in on the replay here, Pontus in chase, given quite the room there for that first transition, but then reels him back in just a little bit there. Again, quite the room for those transitions. Ends up on just a little bit of an inside line here for clip 5, but does a really good job on this last transition in the chase as well as the lead. He's a little bit wide there, Alexander, for that last and final inside clip, but there they go, finishing it out.
And now back at the line, ready for the second half of their battle. Pontus out front in that red FDRX-7 and Alexander Holzner in that white FDRX-7. The lights go out and away they go. Down the long straight and initiating in. Good initiation from Pontus, but Alexander right there with them as they come through down to clip 6. Or clip 6, clip 4 to 5. As they get on the wall run of clip 5, Alexander Holzner pushing up to the door of Pontus as they transition once more down to the last inside clip. Alexander cutting the line a bit just to keep that proximity and giving him the same little tap there right before they finish.
Yeah, it really did. Almost the same there as we go back to the replay. Pontus out front this time. And a good initiation, great line through that first turn, but Alexander a lot closer here on these transitions. Backs off just a little bit there, but then jumps right back onto the door with even more angle. Sticks with him through that outside zone. There's that last and final transition. Pontus sneaking around that inside clip. And there's that little boop there at the end of the run. And we'll go to the judges on another, I think, a tough call for him. Alexander on the left, right for Pontus Jakobsen. And battle of the RX-7s. Alexander driving pretty much the public, a 2.0 VDC RX-7. Pontus in his custom one there. And look at there, unanimous one more time. Get to see him go one more time.
I mean, that was such a great battle between both of them. I think a one more time is deserved, and it's going to be great to see these two go at it again. And here they are back at the line, ready for their one more time battle, trying to decide who will go up against Lazam. Will it be Alexander Holzner? Will it be Pontus Jakobsen? More rotary noises for your computer speakers as they come through that initiation and the first two clips, diving downwards towards clip 3. And the proximity from Pontus is a lot closer than the first one, as you see him come into this wall ride of clip 5. Pontus really pushing up onto the door of Alexander Holzner as they come through clip 6 and into this final inside clip. Pushing forward now is Pontus, pushing him across that line.
Yeah, here we go with the replay. Alexander out front. First half of this one more time battle. Great initiation by both. Pontus jumps on the door really quick, and as you pointed out, a lot closer on that first transition, as well as this next one. Makes another nice one, but does set in on just a little bit of an inside line there for clip 5, but works back out to the outside along that wall, gives room for the transition, and then they both make it around that last and final inside clip very nicely. And there you see Pontus pushing him along as they finish out their run.
And now for the second half of their battle, Pontus out front, Alexander giving chase as they come down that straightaway. Initiating in is Pontus, but right with them again is Alexander Holzner. A little wide goes Pontus for that inside clip as they come down into clip 3, leaving no room for that transition is Holzner. Holzner's on a tear here to really solidify this. A little bobble from Holzner in that chase position as Pontus is just putting the car where it needs to go. As they come through this final inside clip, dropping a little bit of tire there is Alexander Holzner before they cross the line.
Yeah, here we go back to the replay for the second half of this one more time. And Alexander making a really nice initiation here in that chase position right along the bumper. Does sacrifice some angle and line there in that chase as they come to outside zone 2. And there you see Pontus setting in with just a little bit lacking in that angle department, but fills that full outside zone, and Alexander does a good job. And now he does cut the line just a little bit there in that chase. Now again, judges are expecting just a little bit there to cut. Oh, and it still says one more time. I'll have to, not sure if they've reset our graphic here. No, they're all gonna go. Alexander Holzner gets the win and moves on. There it goes. Chris, Ed, and Matt go left. Alexander Holzner again gets the win and moves on into the top 16, where he'll face Lazam Asau.
Only 2 more battles left to go here in the final round of the Virtual Drift Championships top 32. The last time you will see the top 32 till next season. Is our next battle up, Victor Alves in that D-Max S15 against Martin Marek in his S14.
Yeah, hearing Chris explain to the drivers on that last call that small cut Alexander did in his chase. They deemed it, okay to sacrifice that little bit as you stick to that lead driver. So no deductions there for cutting that just a little bit. And here we go, on to our next battle.
That's right, Craig, and off the lights go, and Victor Alves is out of the gate. Martin Marek right there with him as they initiate in. Ooh, a little bit of a tap there from Marek, being super aggressive on that initiation. Not upsetting Victor, though, as Victor comes through clip 3 and 4. Martin Marek just leaving enough distance there, but going into the wall is Martin Marek. trying to save it, but I don't think it'll be enough. Victor Alves doing on a tear here as he putting on a wonderful lead line and coming through that finish line.
Yeah, he sure does. We'll go back to the replay here. Victor out front and gets a little bit of contact there from Martin. Now, it does seem to affect Martin more than it did Victor. Victor keeps going, fills that next outside zone, but he does come up for that zone just a little late, hangs on to it, makes a late transition into clip 5, but keeps going, and there's where Martin goes just a little bit too deep for that wall ride. Victor keeps going nicely around that last and final inside clip, and then filling the very last outside zone.
And now back to the line, ready to go to battle one more time. Martin Mark in that chase position, or in the lead lane, and Victor Alves in the chase position. The lights go out and off they go. Out to a good start is Martin Mark, but not far behind him is Victor Alves. They initiate in. Martin Mark going really wide, missing out on that first inside clip, but not phasing Victor Alves as they come through clip 5 and Manji into clip 5, but Martin Mark going into the wall again in the same spot, and that'll ruin his run and effectively his day here from the top 32.
Yeah, unfortunately it will. He sort of Mario Karted around that big sweeper and that wall ride as we go back to the replay here. Entering in, nice initiation, really fast, does go a little wide there for that first inside clip, but makes a good transition here to fill that zone, space out that Manji section a little bit. Now he does make kind of a weird bobble there, but as he come into that clip 5 just too deep into the wall once again as he did with his chase, and then continues on, but the run is shut down from that point on. And we'll bring up that judges bracket, but I believe it's just going to go left for Victor Alves. He should get the win here, as even on the bracket there they go. Unanimous decision from all 3 judges. Victor Alves gets the win. He'll move on into the top 16, where he'll face off against the winner of our next battle.
Yeah, and our next battle is already at the line. Una Warninen ready to duke it out against Ethan Pikachu. 2 BMW drivers, and one that has the future of the Rookie Driver of the Year in his sights if he can win this battle and a few others here today. The 3 lights go out and off they go for the final battle of the top 32 here of round 8 of the Virtual Drift Championship. Una Warninen initiating in, Ethan right there with them as they come through that first inside clip, transitioning down now to clip 3. Ethan really trying to put on the pressure to Una, but that big-bodied BMW not giving up without a fight as Ethan screams up to the door. Una gets back on that throttle and really starts to pull away though as they come through clip 6, making it around clip number 7 as well and pushing out to the end of the finish.
Yeah, really smooth lead out front by Una here in that big body BMW. Great initiation, grabs that first inside clip as well. Makes a very smooth transition with Ethan right there on the bumper and in the pocket. But there is where Una pulls just a little bit of gap there as they set into clip 5. Ethan reels him back in, starts to hang with him, makes that transition, and both almost backwards there as Una goes just a little bit too inside for that last and final inside clip and across the finish line.
And now ready to duke it out one more time, Ethan Pikachu against Una Warninen. Ethan in that lead lane. Una now giving on his chase as the lights go out and off they go. Coming down the straight and initiating in. Ethan with a good initiation right to angle as Una's right there with him though, not giving up as they transition from clip 3 into 4, and now for the wall ride. Una right on the door, but ooh, not too sure if that was an over rotation from Ethan or a hit from Una as they go into clip 6 now. Didn't seem to upset either driver as they come through that final and last inside clip. and cross that line.
Yeah, this is going to be a one for the judges to look out for as we go back to the replay. Good initiation from Ethan. Yuna jumps right on the door, gives the room for the transition. Sticking right there with him on the bumper as they make that transition. They're setting in to that wall. Yeah, it does look like a possible collision there from the chase driver, but Ethan does a really good job to hang on to it and keeps the run going. There they go across that finish line. So we'll have to go to the judges. I imagine it might take them a minute here as they review the replay. They can back it up and slow it down, and there it is, actually very quick. Ethan gets the win and moves on into the top 16, where I believe that's going to do it for the Rookie of the Year chase, and I think Zach is crowned Rookie of the Year at this point.
I think so, because Hayden Winter's out and now Yuna's out. Those were the only two chasing after him, so...
Absolutely. Congratulations to Zach O'Sullivan on that Rookie of the Year. He's still got some battles to go. He's got T-Con Pileski in top 16 coming up. But that's going to do it for our top 32 here. Moving quickly along, we're going to take a very small little break here before we start out our top 16. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes. We are back for top 16, and with us on the stream is Zach O'Sullivan, again crowned season 5 Rookie of the Year. What's going on, dude?
What's up, dude?
Not a whole lot. Again, congratulations on Rookie of the Year. I know you've got to be excited. You've been trying hard all season long and putting in the work. And how's it feel to finally win it after all the hard work you put in?
it's super cool, and a lot of testing and a lot of driving, especially with these guys are great drivers, and it really makes for to really perfect what you're trying to do as a driver. So I feel like thanks to all the other dudes in VDC that were really nice, and down to always drive and have a good time and help me advance and everybody else advance as well. And I'm just super excited and super happy. Like, this is my first season, and I'm glad I got something cool like this from it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Congratulations as well. You got a tough battle coming up though. Tikon Pleski in top 16.
Yeah.
Any tricks up your sleeve for Tikon?
Well, now that I am secured Rookie of the Year, it's just go hard for the rest of the event. All I can do is have fun from here on out. So I'm going to try to show Tikon that I can hang and try my best and one-hand it to the victory, hopefully.
Absolutely. Well, good luck to you, Zach, and again, congratulations on Rookie of the Year. And
Thank you.
we'll see you later on in top 16.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
See ya. All right. As you can see, Alan and Steven were ready, but had to get that quick little talk in with Zach. Again, big congratulations to him. Well deserved. And here they come back to the line. Alan Hines and Steven Hatcher.
Yeah, another great battle lined up here, especially for the first one of our top 16. We're slowly winding down to the end of this final event of the Virtual Drift Championships Round 8 here at the Mondello Park Circuit. In the lead position, Pro Drift Academy driver in the S15, Alan Hines, getting chased down by VDC veteran Steven Hatcher in that Felino Tires RX-8. Off they go for the first battle of the top 16. Initiating in is Alan Hines with amazing angle, but going wide for that first inside clip. Sticking right with him is Steven Hatcher as they come down through clip 3 and transition into 4. Steven Hatcher is really keeping that pressure and proximity on him, but bumping into Alan through clip 5 here as they come around this long wall ride, transitioning down now into 6 and through this final inside clip. Steven Hatcher is giving him no room to breathe. He can't let off that throttle. Now they can, now that it's over.
Absolutely. It looks like nobody's going to make it easy for Alan today. As we go back to this replay, Alan does go just a little wide for that first inside clip. And look at there, Steven right there with him. Now, Steven did have a couple of bobbles here in his chase, but overall just really stuck it to Alan, giving him a little boops there in that clip 5 big outside zone. Great transition by the both of them here. And there they go across that finish line for the first half of their battle.
Well, and now we get to see the second half of this top 16 battle to see who advances on to the Great 8. Will it be Steven Hatcher? Will it be Alan Hines? Off they go. Alan Hines has the championship on the line here, so he has to fight for it as Steven Hatcher initiates in. Good initiation from Hatcher, picking up that inside clip. Right behind him, though, is Alan Hines as they come through clip 3, leaving just enough room for that transition to 4. Now for the wall ride of 5. Get it up on the wall. There's the dive from Alan Hines, getting it on the door of Steven Hatcher. Steven Hatcher almost putting it into the wall, fighting with it the whole way. Beautiful around that final inside clip, and look at the proximity from Alan Hines as they come across that line.
Yeah, tough battle between these two drivers here as we go to the replay. Steven out front and really being chased down by Alan Hines here. Again, very similar first turn by both of those drivers in their lead, and then Steven dropping just a little bit of a tire there coming into clip 3. And then transfers nice into this big outside zone where Alan reels him back in, sticks with him. Both drivers making small little wobbles there. And then across that last and final inside clip and filling the last outside zone. Here we go to those judges. They'll go left for Alan Hines or right for Steven Hatcher. Or could we see him go one more time as Steven applying a ton of pressure in his chase, but had a couple of bobbles here and there in it. Then had a pretty good lead out front where he did unfortunately drop just a little bit of a tire. Look at there. One more time. We'll get to see him go. One more time.
More battles here.
coming over Discord. I was trying to pay attention there, but yeah, overall, just very even battle between the two. Both pushing super hard here.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's trying to knock Allen out. You know, they know he's fighting for the championship, but, you know, other people are fighting for those points as well. And if there's one man who could take him out here, it would be Steven Hatcher, as they're back at the line, ready to duke it out for their one more time battle. Alan Hines in that Pro Drift Academy S15, Steven Hatcher in that Felino Tires RX8 as they come down the straightaway and initiate in, and already getting up on him is Steven Hatcher, but again, Alan Hines going wide for that first inside clip as Steven Hatcher keeps that proximity up through the Manji section and onto the wall of clip 5, really putting it on him, almost grazing him with the tire. There it is, right on the door as they transition into clip 6. Both of them make it beautifully around that inside clip and push right out towards the finish.
Yeah, another good start to a battle, this time for their one more time here. Nice snappy initiation by Allen. He does go a little wide once again for that first inside clip. I mean, just barely too wide, but this time filling that zone very nicely with Steven right there with him. Steven cleaning up his chase. Very smooth on the angle. Minimal corrections. And then a nice last transition there. Steven right into the pocket. Allen across that finish line.
And now back at the start line, Steven Hatcher in that lead lane. Alan Hines ready to give chase as they get offline. Oh no, a restart.
Yeah, I believe that is going to be it's going to be a strike on Steven there. Not sure what exactly happened, but we're going to get a restart.
And the 3 lights go out again, and both drivers get away cleanly this time. Steven Hatcher not stalling that wonderful rotary RX-8. We'll just pretend it never happened as they initiate in, and Alan Hines tapping his door off the initiation. Alan is putting on the pressure as they transition through this Manji section into clip 5. Let's see if Alan can make up for what Steven did in his chase run, and he just about gets there before they get to that transition, but a lot closer coming into that final inside clip. But ooh, Alan Hines putting Steven into the wall just before the finish.
Yeah, he sure did. We'll go back to the replay and check it out. Here they go, initiating in. Maybe a little bit of contact there in the chase position from Alan, but it doesn't really affect Steven whatsoever out front. Steven keeps it going on a very nice lead run here, setting into clip 5 very nicely, where he pulls away from Alan just a little bit at first, and then Alan reels him back in. They make a very nice transition at the end here where Steven pulls just a little bit, and then again, Alan right back to him. And it actually looks like Steven might have bumped the wall just a little bit there, but it was, I mean, right on to that finish line. So we'll go to the judges here. Left for Alan Hines or right for Steven Hatcher? Or could we possibly see him go one more time again? Again, our first battle here in the top 16. Going one more time. And then showing out once again in their one more time battle. Alan on it. Yep.
What 2 drivers to have in this, like, and the way they hit that final inside clip there, like, that was just awesome to see them both come around it, no one cutting the line. They just, yep, we're right there, planted to the floor.
And absolutely, and back and forth between both of them as well in their chase positions, both making it very clean out front. Definitely a tough one for the judges, and Alan is on that championship run. And look at there, we're going to see him go one more time again.
Wow, 2 one more times. And this just shows how close this year has become. Drivers like Steven Hatcher and Alan Hines, they've brought in more than a game. They're an SS tier at this point. As we wait for those lights to go out for the second one more time battle. Alan Hines in that lead position, Steven Hatcher giving chase one more time. And off they go. Initiating, oh no! Steven Hatcher messing up the initiation and hitting Alan Hines off the track and shutting down the run immediately. I don't think Alan Hines saw him U-turn, so Alan Hines is just going to keep on going.
Yeah, it looks like Steven was just pushing a little bit too hard there. We'll let Alan finish out the run. We'll go over the replay, make sure that we saw it right. Here we go, lights go off. Clean through the chicane there, both those drivers. Yeah, just not giving enough room with Steven for Alan to enter in. Hits the front of Alan's quarter panel there and unfortunately shuts the run down.
What a well-fought battle, though. There's still a second half to it. Anything can happen. We've seen it before.
This is true.
You know, Alan could push a little bit too hard too, put Steven into the wall, and then we're going for a third time around. As they are back at the line, Steven Hatcher in that lead lane. Alan Hines ready to give chase. The lights go out, and off they go. Coming down that huge straightaway, initiating in is Steven Hatcher, but right with him is Alan Hines. Could this solidify Alan Hines' wins and move him into the Grade 8 as they're putting on an epic battle and display of drivership? And oh, into the wall goes Steven Hatcher, but not upset is Alan Hines from that wall hit and the little bounce he did off the front end of that car as they come around that final inside clip and across the line.
Yeah, it really looks like Alan sort of helped him through that outside zone as Steven went into it and bounced off of it. Here we go with that initiation. Steven out front. And Alan not giving up any room, pushing hard in the chase position even after the zeroed out first half of the battle. And there you see Steven go into the wall just a little bit, gets the bump from Alan, and they both keep it going. Last and final transition. There they go across that inside clip. Finishing out the second half of their second one more time. We'll go to the judges, but I imagine it's going to go left for Alan Hines. And there they go. Alan Hines gets the win, and he'll move on into the Grade 8. Really closing the door on T-Con's chances of winning his championship, which if T-Con does end up winning the championship, it will be back-to-back championships for him.
It will be. Previous champion. He's coming for a second one. Let's hope Alan Hines can keep the momentum going. But our next battle to see who's going to go up against Alan Hines in the Grade 8. In the lead lane, Jonathan Simpson in that Subaru WRX getting chased down by Adriel Machado in that S15. Initiating in is Jonathan Simpson with Adriel Machado right there with them. Good initiation from Jonathan as they come through those first two clips, but right on his door is Adriel as they transition through clip 4. Now to get ready for that wall ride at clip 5. A little bobble in the chase position as Adriel pushes right up to the door of Jonathan Simpson as they come through clip 6 and around that final inside clip. Great job from both these drivers.
Yeah, really good start to this battle here in the top 16 between Jonathan Simpson and Adriel Machado. Good initiation by both of them here. Jonathan on a really good line, and Adriel sticks right there with him, reeling him in for that third clip. Smooth through the Manji section. Adriel does make a little mishap on that transition, but does a really good job to reeling back in. Turning on the flashers there in that chase position and sticking with Jonathan as they go across that finish line.
And now back at the line, ready to do battle one more time. Adriel Machado in the lead lane. Jonathan Simpson giving chase. The lights go out and off they go. Who will go on to face Alan Hines in the grade 8? Initiating in is Adriel Machado. Good initiation, but going wide for that inside clip as they transition down the hill to clip 3 and 4. Now for the wall ride of clip 5. Jonathan Simpson trying to catch up to Adriel, but over-rotating a little bit, but catching it back and just trying to get back in that pocket as Adriel comes through clip 6 there and goes wide for that final inside clip as well, but Jonathan Simpson just can't get that proximity in.
Yeah, Adriel going wide for that last inside clip again, as he did the same in his top 32 battle as well. A little bit late on that initiation out front as well, but Jonathan does a good job there to reel him in through this Manji section here. But then, as you pointed out, sets in with just a little bit too much angle, then Adriel, and then has to reel him back in. There, last and final transition, and we see Adriel go really wide for that inside clip, and there they go across that finish line. Here we go to those judges. Left for Jonathan Simpson or right for Adriel Machado, and Adriel's going to get the win. He'll move on into the grade 8 where he'll face off against Alan Hines.
Good job from Adriel.
Absolutely great battle by those two drivers. And up next, a really fun one as well, Kevin Stump and Russell Jones.
As the drivers remember what position they're supposed to be in. Alrighty, our next battle here to see who's the next one to advance to the grade 8. Russell Jones in his S14 against Kevin Stump in his NOS Energy Drink S14. Coming down that long straightaway and initiating in. Russell Jones, the good initiation, going a little wide for that inside clip, but Kevin Stump right there with him, as it's a little bit of proximity from the two drivers, but keeping it clean through the Manji section as we come into the wall ride of clip 5, where Kevin Stump now is starting to regain some of that lost proximity as they transition. Ooh, going into the wall a little bit is Russell Jones, but Kevin Stump just can't regain that proximity and can't get up on the door before the finish.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one to look at there. That contact along the wall was super odd by Russell Jones out front. Good initiation by both of them here on the replay. Great transition, and here's where Kevin starts to reel Russell in just a little bit there, right on the bumper as they make that transition, and then reels him back in through that clip 5 right there on the bumper. They make their transition, and yeah, it almost looks like just a possible lag spike from Russell Jones out front rather than getting into that wall. So I wonder, for the judges to really decide on there, but we'll switch them up.
We sure will. Now, Kevin Stump in that lead position with Russell Jones giving chase. The lights go out and off we go for the next half of this battle. Russell Jones a little closer there on the initiation. Ooh, right on the door, but a good line there from Kevin Stump as they transition down to clip 3. Now, through the Manji section, and over rotation there from Russell Jones, causing him to back off, but now trying to regain that lost proximity as Kevin Stump comes through that wonderful wall ride of clip 5 and doing a great job at taking on clip 6 and 7 to finish out the run.
Yeah, he sure does. A really good lead out front. An unfortunate one for Russell Jones in that chase. As you pointed out, he over-rotated in that Manji section. Coming up to clip 4, you see Kevin on a really good line there. Makes a good transition, and there, loading up that front is Russell Jones. Over-rotates, but does a good job to keep it going and reel Kevin back in. But again, Kevin just really nice out front here on his lead run. I imagine that is going to give him the win. That mistake there from Russell Jones will go to the judges here. Left for Russell or right for Kevin Stump. And there they go. Unanimous decision right for Kevin Stump. He'll move on into the Great 8.
Good job there from Kevin Stump getting that win over Russell Jones. Moving on to the Grade 8 as we have our next battle coming up to the line in the Penguin BMW is Raman Katastranka against the Pixel Esports JZA90 of Andreas Linné.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun battle here. Very similar chassis with that Supra and that BMW here. And there they go with the lights.
Yeah, the lights go off and away they go. Raman out with a good lead as they initiate in, but right with him is Andreas. Andreas started to go a bit wide there, but managed to keep it together as they transition down into clip 3. Andreas really trying to keep the pressure on Raman as they come through that wall ride. A little bobble there from Andreas as Raman's just putting on a good lead run, putting the car where it needs to go. And there's Andreas sticking right with him now as they come up through that final clipping point and across that line.
Yeah, pretty smooth start to the battle here as we go to the replay. Raman out front here, entering in. Andreas jumping right onto the door. Now he does wash that front out just a little bit, but holds it together, makes the transition with Raman, and it keeps it going right on the bumper as they come into that clip 5, making little surges there in that chase. Raman's on a really nice lead run here. Great transition across that inside clip there. There they go, finishing out the first half of their run.
And now the second half of their run is ready to get underway. Andreas Linné in that lead lane. Raman Katastranka giving chase. Initiating in is Andreas Linné. Good angle through those first 2 clips, but Raman sticking right there with them, leaving enough room for that transition as they come through clip 3. Looking good out there so far as he goes to put it on the wall, but look at the surge there from Raman, almost having to back out of it before hitting Andreas as they transition now, and he gets on the door of Andreas before crossing the finish line.
Yeah, really putting some pressure on Andreas there in his chase position. Here we go with the replay again. Andreas out front, initiating in. Really clean by Raman there as Andreas goes a little bit too inside down to the clip 3 and fills it. Does a really good job through the Manji section and sets into this big outside zone here. As you pointed out, Raman making that big surge in the chase, almost hitting Andreas, but does a good job not to. There they go across that last and final inside clip. And we'll go to the judges here. Left for Raman or right for Andreas. One is going to get the win here. Close battle by the both of them here in the top 16. Deliberating hard on this one.
Yeah, definitely a close battle between the two, and then whoever wins this gets to go see Kevin Stump in that Grade 8.
And look at there, Chris, Ed, go Raman, and one more time for Matt, but Raman is going to get the win. He'll move on into the Grade 8 over Andreas, and he'll battle Kevin Stump. But as always, it's great to see Andreas really settling into that Supra and looking better and better.
Even just settling into the driver role itself, as you know, true fans of the VDC know he used to sit here with you. So it's nice to see him focusing on that driving and really putting that work in to go where he needs to go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Has done a really good job this season. Had some troubles with the Supra for the first 2 rounds, but got his data fixed, and since then has done a really good job. I know he was really trying hard to make it into that top 16 for the championship standings, and he's really close to it, and he might just do it. There's the link to the brackets being posted. Just joining us, there it is up onto the screen for you. How the top 32 has played out so far. Alan Hines, Adriel Mercado will face off in the top 8, as well as Kevin Stump and Ramon Catastranca. But up next, Luciano Garnero and Reese Tatterson, where Reese Tatterson is fighting for the 3rd place position against Victor Alves. Really close chase there between them two. So Reese needs to do good here in his battle.
Yeah, he definitely does. He needs to advance and, hopefully bring home another 3rd place victory against Adriel to keep these points in his favor.
Yeah, for sure. And Luciano doing a really good job today in qualifying 2nd. That has to be his highest qualifying position so far here in the Virtual Drift Championship. But he's got Reese ahead of him here for this battle.
Yeah, he sure does. But Luciano's no fear to that. I'm sure he'll do great. He's been just on fire today here. So they get out of the gate cleanly. Luciano Canero out front in that 240SX, being chased down by Reese Tatterson in that Pro Drift Academy S15. Good initiation and line from both drivers, as the proximity from Reese onto Luciano is just crazy through that first section of the course as they come into the wall run of Clip 5, touching tires and doors as they come through Clip 5, leaving a bit of room there for the transition as they scrape the back bumpers along the wall, coming into that final inside clip, grabbing the final outer zone and crossing the line.
Yeah, good start to the battle here. We go back to the replay, a really good lead out front by Luciano, but Reese sticking with him on every single transition there, just bumper to bumper, and then jumping into the pocket of Luciano's door here. There again, that transition into Clip 5. Luciano super deep though, along that wall. But again, Reese right with him, not giving up any room. There they go along that last and final inside clip. Fantastic line by Luciano, and they'll finish out the first half of their battle.
They sure will, as now they're back at the start line, ready to do battle one more time. See who's the next to advance to the Grade 8. Reese Tatterson in the lead lane. Luciano Canero giving chase now. Down the straight they come. Reese Tatterson initiates in. And good initiation from Reese Tatterson, grabs that inside clip, but Luciano sticking right there with him as he comes through that Clip 3 and transitions up to Clip 4. Luciano not giving him any room to breathe as they come through this Clip 5. Not as close as Reese Tatterson was as they transition one last time to come into this final inside clip and push out towards where Luciano gets up on the door right at the finish line.
Yeah, tough one for Luciano there in this chase position with Reese out front. You see him initiate in, nice and snappy from Reese. Tight to the inside clip. Luciano doing a good job so far here, sacrificing just a little bit of angle to stick with Reese here, right along the bumper though, as they come into this Clip 5. Luciano doing a good job again, sticking with him, prepares for that transition, and does a really good job in that chase. But Reese pulls just a little bit with Luciano reeling back in as they cross that finish line. So a very good battle between the both of these, pretty even. I think it could still go both ways, but Reese, I mean, just tons of pressure in his chase and had a really good lead as well. So let's see, left for Luciano or right for Reese Tatterson. And there they go, unanimous decision. Reese Tatterson gets the win, and he'll move on into the top 8.
Yeah, big congratulations there to Reese Tatterson. Very hard-fought battle, but Luciano put major work for it. We'll be happy to see him next season as we have our next battle lined up and ready to go to see who's going to go against Reese Tatterson. Will it be Tikon Pleski in his D-Max S14, or will it be the newly crowned Rookie of the Year, Zach O'Sullivan, in his S13?
Battle of the strobe lights here. They sit at the as they sit at the line ready to go.
The lights go out and off they go for the first part of their battle. Initiating in is Tikon Pleski, but right with him is Zach O'Sullivan. Zach said that he was just going to go out there to show Tikon that he can hang with him, and hanging with him indeed he's doing as they transition up to this wall ride of Clip 5. Tikon really pouring on the speed, but Zach slowly reeling him in by the end of that clipping zone as they come through Clip 6 in the final inside clip, and Zach giving him a little door nudge there as they come across the line.
Yeah, he sure did. Here we go back to the replay here with Tikon out front, and Zach putting on the pressure here in the chase position. Tikon nice and snappy on that initiation there, but right on the bumper is Zach through the first transition and sticking with him through Clip 3 as well as 4. Nice transition once again into Clip 5. Good proximity by Zach. Great lead run out front by Tikon on a very nice line here around that last and final inside clip. Zach cutting it just a little bit and then giving Tikon a bump as they cross that finish line.
Well, and now switch back around. Zach O'Sullivan in that lead lane. Tikon Pleski giving chase. Off they go. Zach O'Sullivan has to lay it all down on the line here today. He initiates in, Tikon right there with them as they come through that first inside clip. Doing a great job is Zach O'Sullivan, but the proximity that Tikon is laying on this man is insane as they come through Clip 5. Here they go nice and close together. Can they touch wheels? Not quite, as he leaves just enough room for that transition into 6. But a beautiful job there from Zach O'Sullivan to put it into 7 as we see them just touch fenders before they cross the line.
Yeah, they sure did, and here we go with the replay this time. Zach out front. Great initiation and picks up throttle very early, grabbing that inside clip. But you see there Tikon right on the bumper as they make that first transition, and then sticks with him well through the Manji section. But I think Tikon has a little bit better proximity through this big outside zone. Sticks with him very nicely right on the bumper as they make that transition, and they both make it around that inside clip, almost identical as the first half of their battle. So we'll go to these judges. They'll go left for Tikon or right for Zach, who's going to get the win to move on into the top 8 and face Reese Tatterson. And look at there, unanimous decision. Tikon Pleski gets the win over Zach O'Sullivan. And we'll see Tikon Pleski face off against Reese Tatterson. But again, congratulations to Zach O'Sullivan for winning that Rookie of the Year this season, and then putting on a show against Tikon Pleski here in the top 16.
Like we've said many previous rounds, that it's almost like every battle now just feels like the final battles. They're just so close and so intense and just so full of emotion. And I love every second of it, and I'm still sad to say that this is the final round of the Virtual Drift Championships. If you're just joining us, we are here at the Mondello circuit, and we are just finishing up the top 16 with only 2 battles left to go, including this one here. Lizam Azau in that June JZA 90 Supra against Alexander Holzner in his RPM FD RX-7. And off they go. Lizam out front, initiating in. Alexander right behind him as they come through that first inside clip. Doing a great job. They are so far. The proximity from Alexander Holzner on to Lizam is just crazy through those transitions as he's pushing right up to get up onto that door through Clip 5. Transitioning again into 6 now, coming through that final inside clip. And what a job from Alexander Holzner.
Yeah, it sure was. As we go back to the replay, Lizam out front, great initiation down to that first inside clip with Alexander right there on the bumper as they make that transition. Alexander does make a little wobble there in that chase, but does a good job to keep it going and then reeling back in for this big outside zone along the wall. Sam filling that zone all the way, and a great line across that final inside clip and out to the last outside zone. We'll switch them up and see them again for the second half of their battle.
We sure will, and they're already back at the line, ready to go and try to claim that second to last spot in the Grade 8. Alexander Holster getting out to a good start out of the gate, but right on his back bumper is Lazamazao as they initiate in, coming through that first inside clip, leaving almost no room for that transition as they come through clip 3. Right to the bumper is Lazam onto Alexander Holster as they come through this long wall ride. Lazam slowly pushing up onto that door of Alexander Holster's FDRX7 as they transition one last time and get through beautifully on that last inside clip and cross the line.
Yeah, it sure was. We'll go back to the replay here. Alexander out front. Sam chasing him down. Good initiation once again by these drivers. Great line through that first turn. Smooth transition out front by Alexander and filling that outside zone, as well as the next one in the Manji section, and sets into clip 5 really nicely with Lazam right there, just on a little bit inside line is Lazam, but great proximity as they make that transition, and then reels him back in for this last turn, and there they go across that finish line. So we'll go to these judges. Left for Lazam is out, or right for Alexander Holster, and look at there, Lazam gets the win. He'll move on to face Reese Tatterson in that top 8.
Just a quick correction, he'll be moving into his own slot into the grade 8, and this next battle will be deciding who Lazam will face.
Oh yeah, you're right, Reese and Tikon in the grade 8.
Yes.
Either way, great showing by him, and Alexander did a fantastic job this season as well. Starting out with that awesome Volvo of his, and then switching to the RX-7.
Exactly that, or you're just predicting the next battles in the Final Four. Who knows? But here we have this battle, our last battle of the top 16. Victor Alves versus Ethan Pikachu. Victor Alves in that D-Max S15 and Ethan in that BMW as the battle starts here for the first half. Really good job from Victor. Ethan a little all over the place, but sticking with him as he kind of goes offline for that wall ride and tries to get it back together here for the latter half of the course, as Victor is just putting on a show and putting the car where it needs to be as Ethan closes up that gap right at the very end.
Yeah, Victor on a tear here in this lead position. Great initiation, very snappy, grabs that inside clip, maybe just a little bit too inside, but it makes a good transition and fills the next outside zone. Really smooth here through the Manji section, pouring on the angle, and that sort of chokes Ethan up just a little bit and leaves a gap there through clip 5. And there, Ethan jumps back onto the door in that chase position. There they go across the line for the first half of their battle. Again, Victor in that chase for the 3rd position here, really showing out in his lead run.
He sure is, as now we get them back at the line and ready to duke it out to see who's claiming the last spot in the grade 8. Will it be Ethan? Will it be Victor? Ethan in that lead lane, Victor giving chase. The lights come on. There we go. And off they go. Ethan off to a good start. Victor Alves keeping nice and close to him on that initiation, getting right up on the door as they transition down into clip 3 now. Victor Alves not leaving any room for error as they transition now into clip 5. Little shaken there from the lead driver, which put the chase driver off, but sticking with him is Victor Alves. They come through that final inside clip and he pushes up towards the quarter panel before the finish.
Yeah, really good job by Victor there in that chase position. We'll go back to the replay here. Ethan entering in, great angle, great line, catches that inside clip, makes a nice transition here, but Victor right there with him as they come into clip 3. Well as clip 4, a little bit of gap there, but jumps right back into the pocket. Victor Alves in that chase position, sticking with him along that long wall ride. Last and final transition there. Great angle by Ethan out front. Giving that wall just a little tap as they come across that finish line. We'll go to those judges. Left for Victor Alves or right for Ethan. We'll get the win and move on, and it's going to be Victor Alves. Unanimous decision. He moves on, and he'll have to face Lazamazao in that top 8. Ooh. Yeah, good showing by Ethan as well this season. Really settling into that BMW chassis of his. So that's going to do it for top 16. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to move right on into the top 8. And a big battle coming up here in the top 8 as well. Alan Hines and Adriel Mercado. Alan qualifying first today at 94 of his, and then Adriel qualifying 25th. A big battle coming up here. And again, Alan on that chase for the championship. If he wins this battle, that will do it. And he will win the championship for Season 5.
Yep, that's exactly it. But we will see what happens. So, first battle of the Grade 8, Alan Hines in the Pro Drift Academy S15 being chased down by Adriel Machado in his S15 as they initiate in on a good lead line there. Not missing that inside clip is Alan Hines, but right on him already is Adriel Machado as they transition through 4 into 5 for that wall ride. Great angle from Alan Hines in that lead position. A couple bobbles coming from behind with Adriel Machado, but sticking with Alan the whole way through and putting that pressure on at the end.
Yeah, Adriel doing a good job in the chase position as well as Alan out front. And here we go to the replay. Great snappy initiation by Alan, grabbing the inside clip this time. Makes a nice transition as well. Adriel right there with him along the bumper as they make that transition in the Manji section. And then reeling him in for clip 5 along this long wall ride is Adriel. Alan filling that zone all the way. Again, making a very nice lead run out front around that inside clip. And look at there, Adriel right there with him, applying the pressure.
And so now they are back up at the start line, ready to do battle one more time for the second half of their battle to see who will advance on to the final 4. The lights go out. Adriel gets away good, smoking the tires off the line. Alan Hines right on his bumper, though, as they initiate in. Good line there from Adriel, a little wide into that first inside clip, but right on him is the S15 of Alan Hines as they transition. Ooh! And wow. Okay, so contact from Alan Hines into Adriel Machado, putting him into the wall.
Oh man, this
maybe not seeing the decel, because there's a decel zone there.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go with that replay here. It does take a second for Adriel to enter in, but once he does, he ends up on a nice line here. Good transition. Alan right there with him along the bumper as they make these 2 transitions here. And there you see Alan hitting Adriel with his rear bumper and sends Adriel into the wall. Adriel does a really good job to keep it going, but that shuts the run down for Alan. Wow. Huge turn of events here. We'll go to these judges. They'll take their time to assess that contact, make sure they're making the right call, but they'll go left for Alan or right for Adriel Machado. And they're going to go left for Alan Hines. Alan gets the win. Let's see if we can get one of the judges on the stream to explain, see how they saw that contact there.
The reason that we gave Alan the win there, it all obviously comes down to that contact coming into the wall off of clip 5. Now, in the prior battle where Adriel had a bit of contact against Erikas, we felt that he had picked up throttle in a reasonable manner and that it was more Erikas's fault for diving too hard. However, on that occasion, we did feel that time it was Adriel's fault, owing to the fact that his car starts to understeer just before he gets hit by Alan, which infers to us that he wasn't on throttle and he was losing grip. He was losing rear, he was gaining rear grip, and at that point, that means he isn't on throttle. He's not getting back on the power, so he's understeering, slowing down even more. Whereas against Erikas, it looked, for all intents and purposes, that we could see that he was back on throttle at the right time. It's just that Erikas went in too hard. So on that occasion, we did go with Adriel being at fault for the contact. At that point, that does then mean that that run becomes an incomplete, because contact means the run comes to a stop there at that point. So therefore, it's an incomplete against Adriel. Therefore, Alan takes the win.
Yeah, as we look at the line map here, you see the very small decel there ending right at that clip 5 there. And drivers need to be back on throttle. So almost a huge turn of events, but judges making a call there and giving Allen the win.
Yeah, they sure did. So Allen moves on to secure that first spot in the Final Four. Who will be going up against him? Will it be Raman Katastrenka or will it be Kevin Stump? Raman in that beautiful BMW, Kevin Stump in the NOS Energy Drink S14. Coming flying through those first 2 clips is Raman, and almost not giving enough room there. Like Kevin just trying to catch up, but here we go. Now Kevin's on the bumper, leaving a lot of room there for the transition. Raman goes into the wall, having to recorrect. That could be Kevin's chance here to get back up on the door of Katastrenka as he comes wide for that final inside clip as well, and across that line.
Yeah, interesting start to the battle here as we go back to the replay here. Entering in is Raman on a very nice line. Good angle as well. Kevin doing what he needs to do to reel him back in. And there he is right on the bumper there. Backs off just a little bit, maybe a little tap there before making that transition into clip 5 as well. Raman does tap the wall there, but hangs on to a pretty decent gap in front of Kevin. Does go a little wide there for the last inside clip, and then starts to wind out that angle before crossing the finish line.
And now back at the line, ready for the second half of their battle. Kevin Stump in that lead lane. Raman Katastrenka ready to give chase. Let's see, who will it be? Initiating in is Kevin Stump. Good initiation there through the first 2 clips. Raman right with him though, as Raman's trying to push as hard as he can up onto the door of Kevin Stump. Well, as they transition now into clip 5, there comes the surge from Katastrenka to get right up there on Kevin as they transition now into that final inside clip. And look at that proximity for the finish. A nice little door tap there to finish things out.
Yeah, good finish there to this battle between Kevin and Raman here. As we go back to the replay, great initiation once again by Kevin. Great line as well. Just overall, a very clean lead run out front, which really opens the door for Raman here as they come into this clip 5, as he reels him in really quickly here and then sticks with him through the remainder of the run. Great transition there to finish it out across that inside clip and then finishing the run. So here we go back to those judges. See Raman back up, and they'll go left for Raman or right for Kevin Stump. I think the pressure that Raman put on Kevin in that chase is going to give him the win. It is. Raman will move on into the Final Four against Allen Hines. Great showing by Raman.
Yeah, amazing showing there. So good job on Raman to go up against Allen Hine too. It's going to be a wild battle for him as we have our next battle up here. Reese Tatterson and Tikon Pileski. Tikon Pileski in that D-Max S14 in the lead lane, and in the Pro Drift Academy car is Reese Tatterson. And off they go. Econ heading down that straightaway and initiating in. Reese Tatterson right with him as they come through those first 2 clips. Transitioning now, Reese Tatterson leaving him no room for any of these transitions, grazing the bumper with each turn of the wheel as they come into that wall ride. That is clip number 5. Good proximity from Reese Tatterson, but the lead line that Tikon is putting on here is outstanding as he gets a little door tap there right at the end.
Yeah, a little extra pressure there applied by Reese Tatterson, who is on that chase for 3rd position. Tikon going after it as well in his lead. I mean, just fantastic, as you pointed out. Great transition here. Now, he could have filled this zone a little bit more But overall, good line by him. Reese doing a fantastic job in this chase, sticking right there with him through this big outside zone as they pick up the speed and make their last and final transition. Look at there, Reese matching the angle, does cut the line just a little bit, but again, as expected in that chase position today. So we'll switch them up for their second half of the battle.
We sure will. That means Reese Tatterson is going to grab that lead position. And Tikon Plesky is going to give chase as those three lights go out and off they go. Who will be next up to get a spot in the final four? Reese Tatterson initiates in. Tikon Plesky right there on his door as they come through that first inside clip, grazing the rear bumper on the transition coming through clip 3, now into clip 4, right bumper to bumper, door to door, almost wheel to wheel through clip 5. There it is on the door of Reese Tatterson as they transition now to clip 6, grazing the rear bumper along the wall, perfectly through that inside clip and not giving them any room to breathe as they come across the line.
Yeah, really good chase by Tikon Pileski here. As we go back to the replay, Reese out front, entering in, picks up throttle right on time, but look at there, Tikon right on the bumper, no room whatsoever, matches the angle as Reese fills that outside zone, grabs the next one as well, and then again on the bumper, and then jumping into that pocket for clip 5, wheel to wheel through it, and sticking with him on this last and final transition as well. Reese going pretty much backwards, picks up that throttle, and finishes out the run. We'll go to those judges. They'll go left for Tikon Pileski or right for Reese Tatterson. Or can we see him one more time? I think Tikon...
I'm going to say one more time.
I think Tikon had the better chase, but Reese certainly had the better lead, I think,
yes.
with filling that third clip. But again, the pressure that Tikon put on in his chase was just insane. But we'll have to wait on these judges here to make a decision. A tough one at that. Again, Reese in that third place race against Victor Alves is up next for his battle. And we haven't called it yet for Alan Hines getting the championship win. I don't want to call it too early with Tikon still in it here.
Yeah, exactly. And as CDT Bando says in the YouTube chat, I agree with him much on this. One more time for the boys.
For the boys. Well, for everybody.
Well, exactly.
And look at there. It is one more time. We will see them go one more time here.
They did it for the boys.
Yeah, and as we spoke about, as we waited on those judges, it does come down to Tikon not quite filling that outside zone 2, and then Reese, on an exceptional lead run, while Tikon had the better chase. So it goes back and forth, and we get to see him one more time.
Exactly. So now let's hope they button up a few things from their runs and we get a clean run out of both of them and a solid decision as the lights go on. Tikon Plesky in that lead lane, Reese Tatterson giving chase. Here they come down the straight. Early initiation from Tikon Plesky. Massive angle, grabbing that inside clip, but Reese Tatterson sticking right with them as they come through inside, or it's clip number 3 and 4. Grazing the rear bumpers once again. A little hiccup there, maybe going into the wall was Reese Tatterson, but sticking with Tikon Plesky as they transition now, scraping the rear bumper along that wall. And look at that, door to door, wheel to wheel. What a finish to the first half of this battle.
Yeah, absolutely. One more time at that as well. Tikon out front this time, as you said, early initiation, and still ends up grabbing that inside clip. Great line from Tikon here, this time filling that outside zone with Reese right there on the bumper as they make their transitions through the Manji section. And then Reese, a lot better proximity here through that big outside zone. Great transition to finish it out as well. Reese cutting that line just a little bit there. There they go across the line. We'll see him again for the second half of there one more time.
We sure will as they pull up to the line right now. Reese Tatterson now in that lead lane. Tikon Plesky ready to give chase again. The 3 lights go out and off they go. Reese Tatterson out front getting to an early initiation, and whoa, crazy angle there from Reese Tatterson in that lead position, almost threw Pileski off there as they come through clip 3 and 4, again leaving no room for error as they come through the wall ride of clip 5. Putting it on the door is Tikon Pileski right onto Reese Tatterson as they transition through clip 6, bumping Reese Tatterson through the final inside clip as they come across the line.
Oh boy, here we go back to the replay, and as you pointed out, Reese with a ton of angle here on that first turn, but hangs on to it, doesn't make a correction, grabs the first inside clip and keeps it going, while Tikon did wash out in that chase position. Again, keeping it going right there on the bumper, sets in with Reese really nicely here, tightens up that proximity once again, as if there was room to begin with, and they're giving Reese just a little tap along that inside clip, and there they go across the finish line. We'll go to these judges here once again between these two. Tikon Pileski on the left, Reese on the right. Or will we see him one more time once again? Just evaluating big time here between these two. And Reese in that chase for the third position. Well, as Victor, who's up next. Tikon possibly still in the chase for the championship, but I'll have to check on it. Tikon would literally have to win the event.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how it would work for Reese and Victor as well. I think it's just whoever kind of goes ahead of each other at this point, but because now wouldn't that be great? Reese Tatterson wins this, say he does. Victor Alves wins his battle, and third place is decided by who wins the next battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at there, Reese Tatterson, he gets to win over Tikon Pileski, knocking Tikon Pileski out here in the top 8, and that's going to do it. Alan Hines is going to win the championship here after Tikon is getting knocked out by his teammate Reese Tatterson. Yeah, again, wonderful showing once again by Tikon. He won last season, big time. He won last season, and then came out again this season and just went nuts and almost won this season, which would have made it back-to-back. So again, congratulations to Tikon on his second place victory. Round of applause, everybody, if you're tuning in. Hats off to the guy.
Yeah, amazing drive by him. I don't know if you saw, but in the background, Tikon just went flying off the track. That was really funny. But we have our next battle here, ready to go. Lizam Azau, Victor Alves. Lizam going way too wide through that first inside clip, and now transitioning through clip 3 and 4 onto the wall ride. Victor keeping it a little bit of a safe distance here, not as close as he has been in prior battles, as they transition again through clip 6 and into this inside clip, the final one of the track before hitting that last outer zone and crossing the line.
Yeah, good start to these drivers as well. Lizam out front as we go to the replay. He does drop some tire there on the initiation and goes wide for the inside clip, but transitions back onto the right line with Victor right there in chase, sticking with him through the Manji section. Great transitions by the both of them for clip 5, and they run that wall all the way around. And again, a great transition to finish it out as well, grabbing that inside clip, and there they go, both across that finish line, and we'll see them again for the second half of their battle.
As both drivers just come around the corner right now to pull back up to the line. Here they are, Victor Alves in that D-Max S15 in the lead position now, and Lizam in his June JZA 90 Supra, ready to duke it out for the second half of their battle. Who will go to see Reese Tatterson in the final 4? Off the lights they get and beautiful initiation from Victor Alves. Lizam right there with him though, leaving just enough room for that transition as they come through into clip 3. Now for the Monji section, how close that rear bumper can Lizam get as they come into this long wall ride? Lizam really pushing for that proximity, but Victor Alves with amazing angle on both clip 5 and 6 into that transition, finishing out the run. This is anybody's battle.
Yeah, really even here on the second half as well. Victor Alves out front this time, making a great initiation once again. Great line out front throughout the majority of this run here. Nice and outside, filling that zone. Lizam right there with him in chase though. Good angle by Victor there, setting into this big outside zone, picking up throttle very quickly and hanging it out there along that wall. And another tight transition. There they go across that line with a little bit of gap out front by Victor Alves. We'll go to these judges here, but I think it could go either way. Lizam on the left, Victor on the right. Who's going to get the win? Apparently Craig gets the win. But no, Victor Alves is going to get the win. He'll move on. And he's going to face off against Reese Tatterson. So the two drivers that are battling it out for the third position will battle in the top 4.
Remember how I was talking about those predictions from earlier? They have now come true.
Again, just crazy season. And it's still all coming down to this. I mean, we have our champion decided, Alan Hines, but our third place position I don't think has been decided. The points are getting updated live by Dion here, and Reese is still out front and ahead of Victor Alves, 421 to 406.
Heavy breathing intensifies as we have the first of our final 4 battles. Alan Hines versus Raman Katastrenka. They initiate in, huge angle from Alan Hines. Raman mimicking it and following him exactly through those first 2 clips as they come down through the Monji section, hitting clip 4 beautifully into the wall ride now. Alan Hines putting it up on the wall, but Raman right there with him, putting it on the door of Alan, leaving no room for the transition, hitting Alan with the rear of his car though as they come through that final outside zone.
Yeah, what a start here to the battle. And Ramon's showing out this round. Look at the initiation by both. Alan snapping to it as usual, but Ramon right there with him in chase, matching the angle, matching the line very nicely here as they come into clip 5 here on the replay. Raman sacrificing just a little bit of angle there to remain with that great proximity. Look at there along the bumper, and then gives him a little tap there with the rear of his car. And there they go across that finish line.
And now back to the line, Raman Katastrenka ready to give his lead run with Alan Hines giving chase. Do not let the pressure break you down. Raman, as they come down the straight, initiate in. Good angle from Raman Katastrenka as they come through. Alan Hines right there with him though as they transition and come down to clip 3. Now for the Monji section, right on the bumper is Alan Hines into the wall ride. Raman Katastrenka with huge angle. Alan mimicking it, getting up on the door, leaving that room for the transition. Now coming into that final inside clip, washing wide was Raman Katastrenka, but Alan Hines right there with him.
Yeah, Raman's done that a couple of times in his lead today out front. And here we go with the replay. Initiating in, Alan right there with him, reels him in, almost giving him a tap in that chase position. Great transition by both of them, filling these outside zones for the Monji section, setting in to this big outside zone very nicely was Raman, but really opened the door for Alan Hines to get onto that door. And there you see the front wash out just a little bit from Raman. There they go across the finish line. We'll go to the judges here. Left for Alan Hines or right for Raman. Who's going to get the win and move on into the finals of the final round of Season 5? And there they go. All three judges sliding left for Alan Hines. He'll get the win and he'll move on into the final battle. But that's not it for Rahman. He still has his third place battle coming up.
Yeah, Rahman gets to go into that third place matchup as we have the third place battle for the championship standings here in front of us. In the lead lane will be Victor Alves in that D-Max S15 going up against Pro Drift Academy driver Reese Tatterson in his S15.
And this is the literal battle for third place here.
So, Victor Alves wins this, he gets the third place. If Reese Tatterson wins this, he gets third place. Off they go. Huge angle right off the gate from Victor Alves. And wow, Reese Tatterson trying to mimic it, but couldn't really hang on to it with that transition as he tries to make it work here through the Manji section. Alves really throwing it in, but Reese Tatterson all over the door of Alves as they transition one last time through that inside clip. Reese cutting a little bit of the line, but a beautiful line from Alves out front as they come across and finish it out.
Yeah, it sure was. Here we go with the replay. Victor entering in and getting a little bump from Reese Tatterson. Reese making a correction there in that chase position as they make their first transition. Victor filling these outside zones in the Manji section. Here they come through the clip 5, the big outside zone all the way along that wall. There is Victor with Reese right there in tow, cutting the line just a little bit as Reese, and there they go across that finish line for the first half of their battle.
What an insane third place matchup battle we have. Whoever wins this gets third place in that championship. Reese Tatterson now in the lead lane. Victor Alves ready to give chase. The lights come on. And away they go. Who will it be? Initiating in, Reese Tatterson with huge angle coming into that first inside clip. Mimicking him perfectly, though, is Victor Alves as they come down to clip 3. Right on the bumper for that transition as he leaves a bit more room for clip 5. Wall ride as Alves starts to push up and get on that door of Reese Tatterson, transitioning again into that final inside clip. Almost an exact replica from that first battle as a little tap there to Reese Tatterson at the end.
Yeah, I think so. And here we go with the replay. Reese out front, initiating in a little bit cleaner by Victor in the chase position here as they make that first transition and out to clip 3. Right through the Manji section as well. And then setting into outside zone 4 here is Reese along that wall. Victor reeling him in as well. Great final transition. There they go across that inside clip. They'll finish out the second half of their battle, and we will go to the judges. Now, if Reese does win here, that would be it for the battle for the third place. But if Victor gets the win, I believe Victor still needs to go on and possibly win the event depending on how well Reese does in the third place battle.
Place matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's still anyone's game. It's not that easy, everyone.
It's not that easy whatsoever. Super close battle between these two throughout the season. Victor, started out a little late in his really good finishes, but once he started getting those good finishes, he didn't let up whatsoever and kept it going. And here he is in 4th position currently with 406 points to Reese Tatterson's 421. Waiting on these judges here, deliberating hard.
Shaq is exploding with one more times. Victor's, Reese's.
Tons of one more times. I mean, just exploding with one more times. Oh, and look at there. So Chris goes Reese Tatterson, but Ed and Matt choose one more time. We will see them go at it one more time here.
One more time between these two great competitors. Here they come. The two men fighting for this third place championship. Victor Alves again in that D-Max S15. Reese Tatterson in the Pro Drift Academy S15. The lights go out and the one more time battle begins. Victor Alves out front, throwing it in for initiation. Great angle. Reese Tatterson mimicking him, but oh wow, the angle thrown after the corner from Alves as he transitions and grabs that corner. A little bumper tap there from Reese Tatterson as they come through the Monji section into the wall ride of clip 5. On the door is Reese Tatterson, leaving that room there for the transition as a little bit into the wall goes Victor Alves, but it does not upset him. Washing wide was Reese as they come across that line and finish out.
Absolutely. Here we go with the replay. Victor out front. Smooth initiation, and this time Reese not giving him little bumps there and makes a nice transition with Victor right on the bumper there through the Manji section. Sets in very nice to clip 5 as well. Both of these drivers, Reese reeling him in even more and right on the bumper for the last and final transition. Now it does look like Victor tapped the wall there on that second to last outside zone. There they go across the finish line, and here they come back to the line for the second half of their one more time battle.
And here we go at the line, the second half of the one more time battle. Who will go on to see Roman Katastrenka in the third place matchup, and who will go to see Alan Hines in the finals? Initiating in Reese Tatterson, huge angle right off the bat, but right with them is Victor Alves as they come through to the Manji section. Clip 3, clip 4, bumper to bumper as they come into the wall ride of clip 5. Pushing up onto the door is Victor Alves. This is mimicking the first run as they transition one more time here. Tons of angle again thrown by Reese Tatterson. Alves just trying to stay on that door the whole way through to the finish, and the battle is over. And now to the replay.
Absolutely, with Reese out front this time. Great initiation by both the drivers once again, grabbing the inside clip. First transition is just bumper to bumper. Victor right there with him. Again, through that Manji section is just insane with the transitions. Reels him in very nicely here on just a little bit of an inside line. Not all the way out there to that wall. Last and final transition was great as well. Reese pouring on the angle, getting a little taps there from Victor in that chase position. And once again, we'll go to the judges here. Left for Victor Alves or right for Reese Tatterson. Just going to move on into the finals there. And look at there, right for Reese Tatterson. He gets the win, and he'll move on into the final battle against his teammate, Alan Hines. And that does mean Reese will take the third position for the championship. Well, congratulations to Reese. But Victor's not done. Victor still has his third place battle with Rahman for the final round here in Mondello Park.
Either way, coming up right now.
Yeah, it sure is. Victor already at the line.
Here we go. So our third place matchup to see who takes home third place today. Roman Katastrenka versus Victor Alves. Raman's been on fire all day, but Alves has had a passion in his soul as they come into that first inside clip. A little wide is Raman, but right on it was Alves. They come through clip 3 into the Manji section after going against Reese. I'm sure he's feeling good is Alves, but Ramen wanting that third place so bad. You can see it in him as they transition now into this last inside clip. Beautifully done from Ramen. A little bit of a push from Alves as they come across the line.
Yeah, Victor really going after the podium here as we go back to the replay. Now, Ramon does a fantastic job in his lead as well as he initiates in, fills that first outside zone, goes just a little wide for the inside clip, opens the door just slightly for Victor Alves, and Victor takes advantage of it, staying right on the bumper as they make their transitions, and then reels him back in along this big outside zone, sticks with him, and makes the transition along the bumper once again for the last and final outside zone here. Across the line they go. We'll switch them up.
Sure will, and already ready to go. Victor Alves in that lead lane. Ramen Katastrenka giving chase. Off they go. Good getaway from Victor Alves. Huge gap right off of the hop, and almost too much speed comes in with Ramen Katastrenka as he struggles to keep it online. Victor Alves just putting the car where it needs to go and putting on the run of his life to get another third place finish, but Ramen not backing out that easy and putting it back on the door of Victor before we hit clip 6 and drag those bumpers along the wall. Now through that final inside clip and across the line.
Yeah, great second half to this third place battle here as we go to the replay. And a huge gap established very early from Victor. And there you see Ramen straighten out a little bit, but gets right back into it. Still the gap there as they come through the Manji section, but then reels him in really nice here. Ramen in that chase position, sticking with him. Make a statement on the second half of their run. But I think with that mistake in the chase from Ramen, Victor should get the win here and take home another podium for himself. They'll go left for Ramen or right for Victor. See who does get the win here. And there it is. They're going right for Victor Alves. He gets the win and third place for the final round. So another podium up under his belt, but he will finish 4th overall in the championship. So, hats off to him. A great season for Victor Alves.
Yeah, what a fight he did bring. And now, the final battle of the final round here of the Virtual Drift Championship. My brain is going to go crazy to decipher these two apart, but in the lead lane, Alan Hines in the Pro Drift Academy battle here against his teammate chasing him down. Reese Tatterson initiating in is Allen, right on a good line and great angle. Reese Tatterson right behind him, following close. Here they go through clip 3, bumper to bumper transition as they come through the Manji section onto the wall ride. Reese Tatterson pushing up onto that door, scraping the wheel along it as they leave clip 5, transition now into 6. Beautiful line from Alan Hines through that final inside clip as they finish out the first run of the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go back to the replay here. Fantastic lead out front by Alan once again, grabbing that inside clip. Great transition by the both of them, just bumper to bumper as they go through this Manji section as well. Settling into this outside zone perfectly. But here we see Alan get off to a little bit of a gap there, pulling away from Reese Tatterson, his teammate, in that chase position, and Reese doing a good job to reel him back in. We'll go to the second half of the battle where we'll switch them up.
And back to the line they are, and reversed. Reese Tatterson's car, the one without all the decals on the front of it. Alan Hines is in the chase position. And the lights go out, and here we go for what could be the final battle of the Virtual Drift Championship. Season 5 coming through with massive angle was Reese Tatterson, really throwing it out there. Alan Hines going a little wide, dropping a tire there as he transitions now into the wall run of clip 5, pushing right up to the door of Reese Tatterson, transitioning now into clip 6. A good angle and line there from both drivers, maximizing that inside clip before coming across the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go with the replay here. Reese out front this time. Great initiation with Alan right there with him. Bumper to bumper once again on these transitions. There they go into outside 3 and settling into 4. Allen closing the gap here, sticking with him along this last and final transition. Reese pouring on the angle he's been doing all day up front, and Allen doing a great job in that chase. So a very good battle by these teammates here in the last and final round of season 5. Will we see him go again, or is it going to be left for Allen Hines or right for Reese? And Reese, look at there, Reese gets the win over Allen Hines. He'll get his first victory this season, I believe, and over boss man Allen Hines of Pro Drift Academy. But again, Allen, he'll take home that second place position and the championship for this season. Big congratulations to him. T-Con Pileski as well. He'll finish second in the championship. Reese Tatterson in third, and Victor Alves in fourth. Erikas Jerkus in fifth, and then Zach O'Sullivan finishing sixth place this season and winning Rookie of the Year. And congratulations to all the other drivers as well. I mean, y'all really stepped up this season, and just made it so exciting and tough for all the drivers. Everybody, just got better and better as the season progressed. And I can't wait to, see y'all back for next season.
Yeah, an insane season it's been. The level has been so high, and every driver just brought their A game this year. And what an amazing show it's been. Thank you all for coming out with us, hanging out with us, every event, and supporting everything we do over here at the Virtual Drift Championships. We're hoping everyone stays safe, stays healthy, and hopefully this is all away soon and we can go see some real life drifting soon. But
absolutely, summer coming up, and speaking of summer, we're still going to have some events for those drivers who are interested in getting their license as these drivers try for a 3-fan, but the run gets shut down. It's Allen's fault.
Don't hear that often.
Absolutely, and the love that people have shown the Virtual Drift Championship over the seasons, and those loyal fans have been fantastic. It's crazy how big it's sort of gotten, regardless of the whole COVID situation. It's been a lot of fun to do this over the years. It's 4 years down now, 5 seasons down, and heading into season 6. It's been a blast.
Yeah, and it's been a riot being here with you, Craig. I mean, being here every Saturday to chat it up and watch some drifting. It's been an awesome ride.
Yeah, it sure has. Again, just tons of fun here. No, we do not do any comps on carts. Just strictly Assetto Corsa. We have spent years and years on this title, and I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon.
And it seems like almost every time, you guys find another way to refine it and make the data better, make the cars handle better, and you guys are always coming up with amazing tracks and track ideas and layouts, and, it'd be, one of these days, who knows, maybe we'll see the jump drift over at Newtstorp,
Yeah, I mean, it is a thing. I think Stirrup even tried out our layout that we ran this season as well. It looks like they're going to go for a second 3-man here. A good try at it. Again, just tons of fun, man, and tons of passion in between this. We don't get paid to do this whatsoever. Grip Roll stepped up big time for us this season, providing that, sick trophy wheel. The trophy wheel is just insane, and the quality of the product is fantastic. I can't wait to send that thing off to Mr. Allen Hines. Well deserved by him this season, switching over to the S15 from the 370Z that he ran last season.
Yeah. Oh, this is the hard part now.
I know, we got to close it down for the... Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what's happening there. But we've got to close down for the last time, Tanner. It's sad.
Only the last time this season. We'll be back, though. Make sure to like and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, to keep up to date on all of the upcoming events and when we're going to be back in full swing for Virtual Drift Championships Season 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Join our Discord as well. We will be releasing this track as the drivers run over Chris and the light there. So rude, you know. Oh man, but yeah, again, it was a ton of fun, and join our Discord because we will be having those events this summer for drivers to earn their VDC license for Season 6. Very, very exciting. Can't wait to announce it. And we'll release this track, so if you'd like a link to it, join our Discord. No reason to go ahead and not go and release it tonight. So we'll get that uploaded and post the link up for everyone to enjoy because it is a blast to drive. And once again, my name is Craig. With me, as always, Tanner. I love you, man. And this has been Season 5, 2021 for the Virtual Drift Championship.